I wonder how like. Yeah, they look good. They look good. They look good. Are we live? Are we going live?
Alex, we're not even mic'd up yet. We're putting our mics on right now. Stand by.
Hot from a podcast. What's going on, guys? Special guests. Guests, plural, in the house tonight.
We got a couple people in the building tonight. See one of this guy right here.
We're getting gloved up. Why are we getting all gloved up?
What's up, everybody?
There's a fillet away.
That's
look,
me.
There's a fillet away logo right there.
Oh, perfect.
Gone.
And now it's gone.
And now it's gone. Good
Glad to be
evening.
back.
Is that
Yeah.
Elon Musk? Yeah, I see
looks
it.
like it.
I see it. I see it. Yeah, I wish it was Elon Musk.
got the
Elon,
same-
if you're watching, you're
I
more than
wouldn't-
welcome to come in and
Got the same
talk
haircut.
anytime you want. Talk about buying Twitter.
Yeah, we have so much in common.
Everyone, you guys know the drill. Do us a huge favor. Make sure you guys are sharing this out there. Drop some comments below. Let us know where everyone's tuning in from. And then,
And if you're going to say you're late, spell it right. Okay? Sorry. What's up, Gene? How's it going?
You're
What's
late.
up from Cleveland? What's up, guys? Damascus. What's up, fellow fishermen? How's it going, Willie? Good evening.
How's the sound, guys? Can you guys
Good
hear us
evening.
all good?
Check, check.
Can be.
Cameron's is the problem.
Nice.
Always,
Wait, what? Why am I the problem child?
Everyone.
No one's
the way
saying
you're-
anything.
Yeah, you
It's
got
just
it all.
off to the side.
You're all freaking jacked up.
Sorry. Oh,
Everyone
cry. I don't care.
calls me to tell me
need
to have
to
you
hear
fix
you,
yours.
No, they don't want to hear me anyways. Do I talk too much?
I mean, that should be better.
That
It should be
looks-
like
that
right
should be
where it
dialed.
should be.
Yeah.
Sounds
Why don't
good.
we
Good
have
sound.
a way
Everyone's
to
saying
turn
it's
people
good.
up? We need to figure that out.
Ridgefield,
Channels.
Washington, Vermont.
There's got to be a way.
Damn,
There's got to be a
what?
software. There's
There's
got to be
Vegas.
something. If not, then we need to get new
Vegas,
microphones. I don't know.
Bonita,
There's got to be a way
Denver.
to adjust that.
Wow.
They're all mad.
Albuquerque.
I like this one. Portland, unfortunately.
We'll just get someone in here
Oh,
then.
Portland,
if you don't want to
I'm sorry. Good luck. May the odds be ever in your favor down there these days.
Okay, sound.
In where?
Portland.
Yeah, exactly.
May the odds be ever in your favor. Hanover, PA.
And then
Everyone
there's
says-
some trout floats.
Everyone's saying sound is good. Sound is good.
Scaboose.
Sound is good.
All right, guys. Battleground, BG in the house. Right where I grew up. Yeah,
Is that Hayden?
I think. Oh, is that our Hayden?
I don't know.
Hayden
Hayden
Wellman.
Wellman?
I want to say I
Does
couldn't.
anyone even know his last
I
name?
couldn't. That is you.
He's
Hayden.
only
Sorry, I
been
don't know your
he's
last
been
name.
an employee for a year and you don't know his last
A
name?
year? He's only been an employee for like a couple months.
At least a year.
No.
It was before the start of the new year and we're in April. Almost May.
He started at the Sportsman Show. He's not been here a year. Trust me on that.
Half a year?
Cole has.
Whatever.
Yeah, fish with Cole this summer.
Winthrop, Emmett, Idaho.
Last summer.
Right, PA.
I guess I better
A lot of
get.
guys
I got to
have
get some
been
prizes. I don't even have any prizes.
Yeah,
We got some green fillet away mats right here, and we got a fillet away shirt.
that sounds
Ooh,
awesome. Wesley.
nice.
That's gonna be the first prize, everyone. We got a green custom addicted fillet away mat, and we got a fillet away T-shirt. It is size XL. So if you're not an XL, you're just gonna have to gift it to someone.
We're in Southwest Washington, Shad. That's where we tune in from. But we go everywhere. We go Michigan,
Is that the
California.
shirt we gave away last time? Do we have another one? Or we gave one away last time?
We had multiple.
Shirt, please. Well, Jim, by
If not, let's
commenting
make
shirt,
fun of
please.
me.
Yeah,
Those
well,
of you guys
sure.
that made the comments.
I just
He
wanna-
knows a guy who knows a guy.
Yeah, I know a guy. So guys, if you guys want an opportunity to win this, again, do us a huge favor. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button on the video. Share this out to family and friends. We got some really, really important topics that we want to talk about tonight. So we want to get as many people in here as possible, please. And then drop a comment. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I've been seeing people all over the whole U.S., which is cool.
Yeah, no kidding. There's a lot of people. I love it.
I have an XL ego.
Someone say I do too.
His shirt will fit him.
Kayak bass opener this weekend.
Ooh.
Now you're talking. Now you're talking. Those mats suck. Hunter, do you clean a lot of fish?
Yeah,
I just gotta ask. I just gotta ask. I'm just honest question. First super chat.
Hate is gonna hate. Oh,
Orange mats. Now we're speaking my language. I like orange. Oh, come on. Oh. Pop off and
I do like
nuts
orange.
on the orange.
I'll just say that. Like me some orange.
Orange line, orange rods. Yeah. Orange. Heck yeah. What's up from the Windy City, Tacoma? Yep. Trout opener, not the trouser trout opener. I don't know what that is. But the trout opener this weekend in Washington. That's exactly why we're talking trout tonight.
Yeah.
And just to let you guys know,
Washington has a cool thing too. I don't know exactly when they do it, but eventually there's a bunch of tagged fish that get released.
are they
in all
doing it
these
in the
lakes.
spring or is this the fall?
I don't know when they do it. Do you remember? I thought it was spring.
Look at my phone. Oh, we got a $50 super chat. Hippo character. Wait. Oh, okay. So
What is this?
what it is
You guys tell
it's a graphic.
Oh, it's a
It's a gift.
It's a sticker,
or
yeah.
a sticker. But then we appreciate the $50 super chat, Jeremiah. But what the YouTube's doing is it's describing the sticker, like under the description, and that's what popped up
And
instead of
it's
the
pretty
actual
hilarious.
sticker. And so it says hippo character sitting into an office chair when they both transform into a mecha chair. Hippo hero.
so that's
So
the
that's the
comment.
description.
Thank
of
you
the
for
gift.
the sticker. We appreciate it. So that's that's our descriptive abilities. But
Ooh, what do we got here?
we're going to talk
This
about
is exciting.
why we got trout.
Yeah, so guys, to kick this live feed
We've
off,
got trout.
so at the very beginning of this live feed, guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna fillet a few fish for you live here on camera and
We
just
got to do
give you
some
guys
on the
some
black,
points.
Matt.
We got some green fillet mats. We're gonna
No,
show
we're
you
already
guys
committed to the green.
kind of the benefits. Trout are pretty slimy, so you're gonna get a good idea of how well these fillet mats work.
Really?
Called slime rockets for a reason.
Snot rockets, yeah.
There's literally like poop on them and stuff.
No, they're not. They're fine. They're good trout.
There's trout poop on
It's not trout poop.
them.
All animals.
Garrett doesn't even know.
all-
It's April
I don't even
23rd, the annual trout derby.
Oh, are we?
Okay. So
can
is that
people
where they have
actually
the
see that
tank
right
fish?
now?
No, I can make them though if you want. Me to.
I tried to donate stuff to the department this year for the trout derby, and I was literally like a month too late.
Oh wow.
But I did send them a bunch of stuff to because they do all sorts of other things throughout the year, like
Oh, yeah.
giveaways and stuff. So I
Sweet.
sent the department a bunch of addicted stuff.
These live feeds always cost me money. Wife is starting to not like watching these. I'm sorry, Matt. Just if she's catching you watching them now, keep in mind you can always watch them later on. They're on our YouTube channel, guys.
Well, we're about to show you why you want one of our green fillet mats that you can get on our website
That's
right
right.
now.
Only available.
Only available
Only.
on
They're exclusive.
addicted.fishing channel.
Pick a winner and let's fillet. Or let's clean. Let's just show some guys some basic trout gutting.
Yeah, do like a cleaning
wanna
one,
gut it?
and then we'll do a.
Gut it, head it, tail it. What do you want to do? What do you want to see first?
I think you're gonna gut it.
Okay.
Let's
I'll
show
gut
a couple different methods of
Yeah.
gutting, and then
Yeah.
maybe Cameron will show a fillet.
it. Okay.
Wait, Cameron's gonna show the fillet?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay.
All right.
I'll do the gutting because that's the hard thing.
Yeah, for those of you guys, and you guys, if you have trout questions too, let's get those things going right now because that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Because that trout opener is Saturday. Hundreds of lakes were stocked in the state of Washington, and some are already obviously stocked and open right now to fish.
Clint, did you get that winner up there?
Boom.
Pick that winner really quick. Let's pause. A bunch of people are like, pick
Pause.
the
What do
winner.
we got, winner?
Pick the winner.
Oh,
It's on Clint now. Oh, it's all dark. It's all blown out.
Don't show Clint.
There he is. Hey, who's our special guest tonight?
Benny.
There you
Benny, Mr. Benny on
Oh,
YouTube.
Benny.
You
We
won
know Benny.
yourself a green
Congratulations,
fillet
Benny.
mat and a fillet t-shirt right
Wow.
here. Mr. Benny,
He's scoring.
He's
congratulations.
got a nice little boat, and he
Shoot
does
us.
a lot of fishing.
Shoot us an email to orders@addicted.fishing. Make sure you include your name, your address, and let us know what you won, and we will get it shipped out to you. We appreciate you.
Those rainbows.
Mm.
Nice.
And
All
again,
right.
guys, drop some comments. Make sure you guys get your questions in there. If you guys got any questions about filleting or cleaning fish, we're going to show you guys a bunch of pointers tonight. We're going to fillet a few, gut a few.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna continue with this.
Yeah, so
gutting
talk about what you
process.
did there. You
Yeah, you
started
gotta
at
tell
the vent.
people.
You
Okay, so you started at
vent.
the vent, right? And you don't want to go too deep because you don't want to get into the guts and make it even messier. But just get in underneath the skin and then angle your knife a little bit, and then I just kind of keep it angled just below the surface, all the way up to the very head of the fish, and then you leave everything in there. This is just my method. Probably people have other ways. And then start at the back of the head here and go down just through the spine,
Need some bonk 'em all baggers.
and then you can pull
This crap.
everything out all at the same time. Right? And so now your fish is basically clean. Then you get in here, get in the bloodline, and push all this stuff out.
It's actually a kidney. folks that want to know what that is.
The kidney.
Believe it or not, it's actually the kidney.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Clearly.
But
And you can
it's
just-
also the bloodline.
Yeah. Keep all that stuff on there.
A lot of good stuff in there. Yeah, but it's
Look
nice
how
and clean.
nice that shows
A
up
quick
on
little
there.
rinse.
Yep. And then you can
And that's already ready
Put
to
that
do
in the
pan
foil.
fry or anything like
Yeah.
that. Or foil. Load with lemon and onions. I wish we had
stick
Jordan
all the
here
butter
tonight.
in here. Mmm.
Yeah.
Stalker trout, good stuff.
There's a lot of these fish are going to get caught this weekend. But yeah, you can definitely see, like, you pop the head off. As long as you didn't cut all the way down, past
Yep.
the pectoral fins, it all stayed together
It all
and came
stays
out in one
together.
little package.
Makes it nice and easy. That really works on almost any.
Do you guys not scale it?
I never scale my fish. Have you ever been a scale? I've never understood the point of scaling fish.
I'm not a good scaler because I don't eat the skin, right? So anytime that I cook trout or anytime I cook kokanee or any salmon species, I'm always like either laying it down like skin side down on the foil.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perfect. We got a bonk 'em all bag from Marlin here.
Ooh.
We can throw those in, and we'll get. Obviously, unfortunately, guys, this studio does not have a sink. We got one for the guts.
And here's one for your fish that
There we
Mom's
go.
gonna cook later.
We'll
Yeah,
take
buddy.
those back, and then we will clean
Yum.
those up. But yeah, there are no scales on trout. Actually, that's not correct. Those are full of scales, but you can see like scraping them there right off. But the bottom line is that you don't necessarily have to do it because when you cook it and you lay them skin side down on the foil or you do anything like that, you
What I like about this is with scales, you can see how these pegs grip so well. They actually will. If you really want to scale your fish, you can just scale them right on the flayaway, man. That's how well it grips. It's
Look at that,
taking
you can see
scales
them all.
right off.
You can
It's
tell
really
you guys
it's
can
really
see it
obvious
all.
with your fresh out of the salt fish too. With all those ocean scales, they just pop right off there. So, ooh,
perfect.
yum! Look at that, good stuff.
Perfect.
Yeah, let's not be flicking that all over the place. Let's keep those shit on the map.
Yeah, let's keep it on one mat too if we can. That,
Well, I want
we
to
don't
go.
have a sink.
But I do want to show the difference here because
That's how I was taught to do it. Use them for halibut bait. Yes, there's nothing wrong with that. Those bags are clean. Is Clint single? Yes, he is. Is he? No new developments? Yes, he is
Crickets.
single.
Oh, he's not.
I'm answering what the people want to know.
The pink blonde wants to know.
That sounds fake.
Pink blonde
Barbie
blonde.
egg.
Scale them,
XO.
then eat the skin. D. Larson.
Barbie
Yes. So the only
XO.
time I've had my good friend Joe one time made us kokanee and he scaled all the scales off, and then when he fried the fish in the pan, took the meat out of the fish and then ate the skin, and honestly, it tasted like a potato chip. Like he made me try it. I was like, if you're gonna eat fried fish skin, it actually wasn't bad. Like I would eat it again. I'm not gonna go out and make it, but if someone
I
made
actually
it again,
prefer, like when I catch wild trout out in, wherever, like up in the mountains, I love
Skin
to
on.
scale them out and then fry it, like cook the whole
So
thing.
you do scale fish? You,
Oh
you-
yeah,
you-
yeah. I don't
I've
like
never
to eat
scaled them.
I don't like to eat the scales.
Yeah, I guess I'd never eat the skin either, but
Yeah, if you're gonna eat the skin, you want to
you
scale
want
it.
to scale it.
If you're not gonna eat the skin, it doesn't really matter. You don't.
gutting and filleting always makes me a bit sick. I always gotta let someone else do this part. Part of
Fair
fishing,
enough.
bro.
Yeah.
But hire a guide and they'll do it for you.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
Thumb
That's
is
the
good,
way to
dried
go.
and fried. Yep. Fish is taken. Yeah. Gut with head on. And
Gills
gut with
out.
head on, gills out. Yeah. Some people
So
like
that's
to
the
cook
other,
them.
I wanted to show, like, can you show that, like, where you just gut it and just leave the head on and leave
Oh, okay.
everything intact is another method.
Sure. I'm gonna do it on the black one because I want to show
The difference
the
in colors.
difference between colors,
Yeah.
which I did not anticipate. So once again, I'm just gonna go in the vent here and just get a nice angle on it, so I'm not, cutting into the guts really.
So you're also not cutting your hand.
I was just
And
gonna
not
say,
cutting
and
my
don't cut your
hand.
Hey,
hand off,
being
please.
the Eagle Scout that I am, he's breaking every single rule
I'm
that
cutting
I
towards
learned
my
in Boy
hand.
Scouts.
Towards my hand, so
You
that's
don't have to
not
scale
what you should
trout.
do.
I've never scaled trout and love the skin. Oh, so you eat it with the scales on, Jerry.
What?
Okay. Well,
Still
you see,
open my
he's
mouth
got
a
it
little.
opened up all the way to the throat this
all
time.
the way to the throat, all the way open.
You think you'd get sick if you ate some of that?
Probably
Just a little bit of it. Just try.
It's
it.
gonna smell like
just a
trout
little
in here.
bit.
Yummy trout.
Just try one piece of the intestine.
Just the intestine.
What are you doing here? Dude?
I'm taking the guts out
You
without
gotta
the
cut
head
it?
off.
You gotta cut it back there.
Not really. You just pull it out. See?
Don't get bloody. Cut
Boom.
towards your buddy.
I like
I
that.
like it.
And
That's a good
then
thing to
That should be a
remind yourself.
shirt.
So yeah, so the head's still on. The guts are all out. See? Guts are all out. I still have the, what did you say this
Kidney.
is? The
The kidney.
kidney.
Yep.
It's still in here.
Bloodline, kidney.
You
So
can,
you're
I mean,
still
you
gonna
can
scrape
just
it.
use your finger, or you can cut it with a knife, like that. And then just, you can
I
use a
don't know why I'm
spoon or
so
just push
grossed
it all
right
out.
now. It's just
What
like
do you do when you
nasty
find
looking
worms
for some
and
reason?
parasites? So, TJ, one thing to know about fish is
Do you think I
pretty
get
much
sick by
every
Ugh.
single fish that you've probably ever eaten, to some extent, has had worms or parasite.
Yep.
That is something that is out there, and it is very, very, very. It's not prevalent just because they're hatchery trout. Oh, he is the bags. It's not just prevalent because they have hatchery trout, but that's just the reality. Whether it's halibut,
Sure.
cod, salmon. So, as always recommended, taking care of your catch, cooking them thoroughly, and if you're going to do the sushi thing, you better know the true, real freezing protocols on how to actually kill the parasites, because a lot of times, like standard grade consumer freezers ain't enough to do it. So you like,
Or you just be like Jordan, you just eat them.
I'm just gonna say, or you'd be like Jordan, just eat them anyways, and that's probably why he's got 25,000 parasites.
Hey,
That
lemon,
one time
lemon
at
juice
Bowie-
will
that
take
There's
care
another
of it.
joke. I'm not gonna say it.
The one time at Bowie 10, he made that sushi on the boat and like everyone ate it.
No, I didn't.
The fish had sea lice though. It was dialed, dude. Only been in the river for like half a second.
So just like we say about rules and regulations, always check with your local health department, health codes, food safety
We're not
practices.
recommending.
We are not recommending jack squat.
Jordan literally in that video was like, "Oh yeah, you can do it."
That's good.
No.
Yeah, when that guy right there, our special guest tonight, who's probably been guiding longer than I've been
He's
alive,
shaking his
not
head,
to date
no.
you, or he's shaking his head. No.
Well, what about
I'm
tuna?
shaking my
I
head
know
no.
guys do tuna out on the
Yeah, Jordan
on the
did say
water.
he in the video he says like he doesn't recommend it, but if you want to, you can.
You want to roll the
Tuna's
dice?
different. Yeah, tuna's different.
Jordan's got worms.
I watched him eat a coho that had been up a river.
Pick on the guy that's
Like,
out there.
dude, yeah, he's
He eats disgusting things.
Okay.
he does. He eats a lot of weird stuff.
Pick on the guy that's not there. So,
Yeah.
Cam, let's show this real quick, because something that I never saw
Mhm.
coming with the green mat,
Yeah.
which is a benefit that you guys hit on like right away,
Right.
was look at this.
Right.
I've always said it's easy to tell, right?
Blood
There's
there.
blood there. You can pick it up pretty well.
blood
But look
there.
at that. I mean, it
Yeah.
it honestly, it really pops. It
When-
really pops.
When you
with
guys
that
gave
green
me a
on.
few of the samples of the green mats versus the black, I had my fillet table just like this. I had a black mat and a green mat, and I was doing salmon last fall.
Yeah, last
And
fall,
I was just like,
yeah.
oh wow, I really like the green because I can like rinse. I'm like, that's clean. The black, it still rinses as easy as the green, of course, but you can just tell it's clean.
Right.
Like,
You just
we're
don't know
all
that it's better.
perfectionists, little nitty about our boats. Like, I like the green. There you go.
Now is it my turn to hold the camera so
I'll
you can
hold it.
fillet?
Oh
There you go.
gosh, you guys just want to see me fillet with my.
Well, we gotta show the real benefits of these mats, because really where they shine, in my opinion, is when you're filleting fish.
Right. So, yep, watch the camera there. We're just gonna go. Oh my gosh, this knife is so dull. We're gonna go with the
Use
gut.
that mustad knife right there.
We're gonna go with the gut.
Serrated.
The serrated one.
You can tell the professional is on the show now.
Yeah, right.
Look at this guy.
It's already started.
Oh, you're actually taking that.
I'm gonna take the guts and the head.
Interesting. This
Well, you
Because
can
the
play this
smaller
one.
fish, because like I'm gonna do this like I do my kokanee. So the guts,
Look at that.
laid out. Boom. Done deal. Open. Super easy. This is how I do it on all my like smoked kokanee videos. Anytime I prepare it.
Is that like the air bladder?
Belly cap. Yes, swim bladder.
Yep.
Air bladder. Belly cavity towards me. Knife finding the backbone right there. Just running past it a little bit.
And with these
working my
with these
way.
mats, guys, the key to these things is you just gotta put just a very light
Like
pressure
downward pressure.
to get them to grip on those pins, and then you're gonna see when you start filleting a lot of fish that these things really do
Fillet
help.
comes off just, I mean, perfect.
That is
looks
beautiful.
primo.
It actually
does
looks
look
good.
good. Yeah.
It actually looks
Alright, no
good.
complaints. And then I'm
Should
just
we
gonna
go-
bring this.
Should we
to
go
the,
get the jet boil?
No, I'm gonna bring this to the edge of the table just so I get a little better
I'm getting
angle on
kind
it.
of hungry. I'm not gonna lie.
Find the backbone again.
Yeah,
Fire.
just a little bit of downward
Fire,
pressure,
look
and
at
the thing's
that.
not going anywhere.
And then
Yeah.
do you utilize any of that meat? Do
Wow.
you scrape any of that off for like burgers or anything?
Some people for salmon and larger fish, yes, do. But as you can see, there is like you can see through that. Like there is
Yeah.
nothing there on a little tiny trout, and obviously sometimes, honestly, these little guys are tougher to do
Oh,
than
absolutely.
the big ones.
Oh, absolutely. I'd take the bigger fish every
Okay,
day.
what about the bones?
So the bones. Now, a lot of times, if you're going
Let's
to cook a
keep the
trout,
shit on the mat.
oh, sorry. A lot of times, if you're going to cook this trout, what I would do is scrape this bloodline out, clean it up, quick rinse under the faucet, right? Like I say, guys, we don't have water here, so things are a little more bloody and a little more, kind of off the cuff here. But ultimately,
It is keeping the mess all in one
right, we're
place.
keeping the mess in one spot. So, but obviously, this would be rinsed, and I would just throw that right on some foil and go right to the grill, and not even remove those.
Not
bones.
remove the ribs.
Because once I cook this for about 5 minutes under medium heat,
They just come right
you
out.
can take these bones right off. And if you really want to be tricky, I would only actually fillet one side. I wouldn't take this part out.
Oh,
I would only fillet one side, and then when you open it and you have the one side that has rib bones and one side that has backbone,
then you
when
just
you
grab
cook it,
this and pull the whole thing out.
you cook for like a few minutes, grab that
Nice.
backbone. It'll take off the belly and the backbone on one side completely, and then all you gotta do is take your fork, and those will just slough right off, and you'll get, honestly, your maximum meat yield.
There you go.
I don't know if that's a term, but I just made it. Maximum meat yield out of your fish. And then season accordingly. And honestly, cook it on a piece
What
of
if I
foil
want
and
to fry it?
Same thing.
What if I want to bread it?
If you want to bread it and you want to do like a fry,
I'm trying to get
Then-
at the fact
Oh,
is
I
I
can
want to
cut-
show people.
oh,
how
I
to
can take off the
remove
bones. I'll take off the bones for you. But I'm saying, like, I'm going to take off the bones. But I'm just saying, like, if you, at this point, if you're just
You
going
don't
to cook
need
them,
You
to.
could
Yeah.
do it
you
like
could
this.
go that way.
What
So-
I've done a few times with Jordan for videos is literally we've gone through and taken off all these bones and then cut them up into small chunks and then breaded them and fried them. And they're
fried
actually
them.
not bad.
No,
They're really
absolutely. No, yeah.
Little
If you're going to
trout
go the
bites.
bread and fry, no problem.
In
So,
that video where we're eating it on the side of the lake, we cooked it like in the thing. There's so many comments of you guys are just such fish snobs.
okay. That was a little different cooking environment than what I would normally do in the kitchen. But we should do some hatchery.
We
I
should,
mean,
for
it's
sure.
this Saturday. Like, it's a big deal in the state of Washington. So, anyways,
Oh, I'll be
rib
doing it.
bones.
Charles got a giant today.
Rib bones. What I like to do is, instead of just kind of going right at it, trout have another like Y bone that's a little kind of difficult sometimes to get a knife through if it's not. So what I like to do is I like to kind of bring my knife blade. You guys can see where it's actually oriented. And I like to kind of go under there and just start it towards my buddy. See, towards my buddy. And then bring the knife down. And then you can see as I'm running that knife along
Nice.
those ribs, it just peels them off. And sometimes you have to take a couple little swipes. So look at that. Voila. Look at that.
Wow.
Bada bing. It's
Funny.
kind of bloody.
Yeah, we don't have anything to wash it off, but
But you guys can see I've already removed
it's all right.
the
It makes it
rib
look
bones
more
that side.
like good meat. You know, look at how red that meat is.
Mm-hmm.
It is actually really good.
It's like white. It just looks red in the freaking camera.
Same thing with this side. I'm going to take that knife blade, kind of go
Go down.
opposite of what you think, and just do a starter.
You know, one thing you guys can look forward to with Addicted is you ain't ever going to get any bullshit from Marlon. I'm going to tell you how it is.
Oh, just wait till our next guest. Dun, dun, dun. We're
There's
just
the
working
setup.
that knife blade right underneath.
When they're small like that, do you ever just whack that whole part off? Because it gets to be pretty thin there, right?
It does, and honestly, this was a pretty small trout. The state of Washington puts a lot of big trout in, but like you can see, like right there is still actually quite a bit of meat there, and a lot of times that belly meat's the good stuff.
The belly meat's the good
Yeah,
stuff.
but on like kokanee and stuff, you do
No,
that
I
too?
usually don't. Kokanee, if I'm going to smoke them, I will
And they're a
smoke
lot
them
thinner,
with the
too.
rib bones on.
Yeah. And they just pull
Or
them
I
right
will
out.
fry them or air fry them with the rib bones on.
Either
just
butterfly
to-
them, pan fry them, butterfly. Oh yeah.
You don't want to use, I mean, these are good quality fish. You don't want to lose, a lot of your meat.
Right.
You guys worked hard to catch
Do
these
any
damn
of
things.
you guys watching got any questions?
Taku would be proud.
Taku would be, no, I'm probably not a nice
So-
man like Taku.
Hunter, he's basically saying that the mats are too small. I feel like this is something you get all the time, Conan. And it's one of those things where it's like,
no.
Hunter, call me, buddy. Let's talk about this because it's kind of frustrating.
What's their biggest rainbow? I really want to know. Like, if you want to call Steelhead rainbow, I've done hundreds of Steelheads
Right.
on these mats. And, I mean, our fillet tables are actually designed with the size of these mats in mind to where two of them fit perfectly.
Yep.
So you can do a 40-inch salmon if you want.
Right.
Or a 45-inch sturgeon. Like, they're big enough. Like, they're not just
we've
made
done
for,
a sturgeon live on here with
they're
the
not
mats.
made for pound-and-a-half trout.
Yeah. No, I think the biggest thing, and one of
You
the
just gotta
reasons
catch bigger fish,
one of
bro.
the reasons that if you go to Fillet Away's website and stuff too, they always have deals on 2 mats.
Yeah, we definitely
Because,
do.
you know, they're trying to entice people to buy 2 mats, but at the end of the day, some people only fish for trout, so they only
Right.
want 1 mat. Some guys want...
Well, seriously, there's a guy, a buddy of ours, in Alaska, caught 100-pound halibut, and he's like, guys, I need 1 mat for a 100-pound halibut. And we're like, show us that video. It's on our website. It's on YouTube. You can see it.
Yeah,
He puts a 100-pound halibut on a stainless steel table and shakes
It's just
that
enough
fish, and
to-
it,
yeah,
it,
just enough to
it holds
keep
it
it
right
there.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, holds it right there. So it's not, I mean, size matters. Yeah, I get that. So, but get 2 mats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. The reality is this get 2 mats, right? You can make a bigger one, but
Yeah.
it's still going to be the same price as
I'll be
buying 2.
honest.
So let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just grab those mats,
Okay.
Cam. Why don't you just, like...
You want me
Yeah,
to
let's
take 'em
let's
down,
let's
wash
take
'em
let's take
off?
the fillets and keep the meat in that one first.
Okay.
Grab all the...
So you
Yeah.
got the guts?
Yeah, I got the
guts. Okay.
Guys, we got to do some cleanup here real quick. We got to do some
Yes.
cleanup. In the
Dirty
meantime, like
buddies.
I said, you can get the green fillet away mats on our
And then
website.
we'll roll these up.
Or-
in that bag,
Okay.
yeah.
If you don't care about green, you can go to Filetway's website and they have black mats, and he is offering all you addicts a 15% off
Can
code.
roll these up.
ADX15.
15.
Just use the letter ADX15, and you guys can buy Filetway mats on
wait,
his
wait, that's
website.
the wrong bit.
Fishing this way.
Yeah, that's the wrong one. Yeah.
Yeah, 15% off. Or if you really like our green ones, you can
Just
buy
leave
our
that
green
open.
ones on
I'll
our
take it.
website.
I'll take those,
Okay.
and then I'll take the trout too.
Okay.
We'll take the trout
Got it.
because I'm not going to let those go to waste because they will be turned into something very mighty and good. That needs to
Awesome.
go in that bag
Yeah, I
too.
got this.
Okay. Hello.
Um,
Any questions on filleting
you can stay in here for a second.
fish or mats?
I saw a question about, do these roll up easily?
Well, you just did.
Right.
Yeah, they roll up really.
Yes.
This you can even roll them up smaller than that if you want to get tighter. This has the packaging still on it, so I didn't do that. But
Right.
yeah, these roll up really nice and easy. That's how I keep mine in my truck. Like I always keep one in the bed of my truck, rolled up, rubber band around it.
Yeah, and I like to roll them up with the pegs facing out because then if there's a slight bend to it, it's just going to lay down flat when you put it on the table.
Nice, makes sense.
Ends won't curl up, and
Makes
that
sense.
and it has really no memory to the material.
Mat questions rolling in.
All right, let's get some more mat questions. Does antibacterial soap mess up the mat? No, it does not. This mat, the reason why it won't is, and the reason why it's so easy to clean and nothing stinks, or it never gets stinky, is it's a closed cell product, so it can't absorb anything. Antimicrobial, any kind of soap is not going to hurt it. And it's also dishwasher safe. You can heat it up. It's molded at over 350 degrees, so you can put it in your
Easily
dishwasher.
safe. Cool.
Just got the green one ordered.
Cameron,
right
how
on.
do you prefer to sharpen your knives?
Workshop.
That's what I thought.
I use the
Saw that
workshop,
question.
use all the bands, and because I suck at sharpening knives any way else, so that's the only way I can do it. If you actually do the coarse, medium, and then the polish band, you can literally shave the arm off your
Shave
Shave
your
the
arm
hair.
right off. You can
Shave
shave
the
your arm
hair.
off.
right off your arm in one swipe. Like you can get them. Takes a little practice with it, but you can make them deadly. Like to the point where now I won't even like try to like. Well, you saw just.
Well, we have a video on YouTube that has like 9 million views, and it's literally Cameron just like
I'm just like.
filleting a fish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Master caster fishing. Are they made in the USA? Absolutely, 100% American-made product. Actually made in Idaho.
Sick. Cool.
So, yep.
All right, everyone.
guys.
Well, Colin,
Yes.
thanks for coming in. If you guys didn't know, again,
right, guys.
Colin and Filetway, they're one of our sponsors. They've supported Addicted forever. So if you guys would return
Awesome
the
crew.
favor and
Love
support
you guys.
their company, that would really help us a lot. Head over to their website, ADX15, use the code, or you can get the green
Get the
ones
green ones.
on our
exclusive.
website.
Boom. Thank you, Conan.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you.
Now, you guys, we're gonna talk trout opener. Oh,
sorry.
Clint, yo, that's like a
Oh,
little
are we
tease.
bringing our guest
It
in
was
or
a
no?
tease. We're gonna talk the trout opener here in just a minute. So, all your questions, guys, for trout fishing, river streams, we got some setups. We're gonna delve into this, but we got something important to talk about because we've got a North Coast Steelhead Advisory meeting. Did I get that right, Bob? But we actually got a special guest in the house tonight, and we're going to chat a little bit about that because you guys every week have been kind of asking. We might have
take
misinadvertently
it with it.
said that the meeting was this Thursday, but it's actually going to be next
dude.
Thursday. So,
Hey, hopefully that'll
without
be good.
further ado,
It's weird, like I hate that.
bring in studio. You guys like our
just-
studio now? I
actually
love this little cam. I can
like the
pick on
double
Clint. There's our
It's
lights.
just against-
There's our special
It's
guest.
like against everything fucking marketing will know.
I wonder if we can can we tour the
Give the
office real quick? I
people
wonder if people have
one
ever seen this part.
No,
We're gonna try.
But
Have you guys ever seen? Hey, here's the office.
that's what I mean.
Podcast
But we'll see.
studio.
I mean, maybe it'll.
Check this out, guys. Got a couple mounts on the wall.
That's all.
Fridge, cooler.
We sold them okay.
Downstairs, our shop's
Not
next
really
door. Like, this is kind of fun.
This is for Jared Higginbotham.
But I feel like we
Yeah,
need to
it's
do
kind of
it.
fun. So, if you guys want the tour, there's where we do the podcast.
But what
Yeah,
we
yeah.
should do-
Oh, yeah, there's. Yeah, right.
Go get into it.
Yo, hold on a second.
Jared Higginbotham ain't got nothing on me.
Yeah, he does not. He does not. Why don't you guys all message Jared? Hey, Marlon, your mic's still on so they can hear you. I don't know where he went. He's talking to Conan out there. Marlon needs a mute button. Whispering doesn't work. Addicted podcast is the shiz. Yes, and we just filmed one. Recorded one with this guy.
Yes, we did.
This very, very tall statue of a man. Bob Kratzer, everybody. You're going to do this whole time, aren't you?
No. I just wanted to do it for Jared Higginbotham to show him I was tall too.
When's the next podcast? We will have the podcast out this next week. That guy is tall.
Now I'm
Yes,
real
he
height.
is. Yes, he is. Dude's got some long shins. When's the next podcast? We try to do a podcast every week, guys, and we put them out. I don't know, try to put them out every week. Honestly, it's whenever we can kind of record them. We don't have a very a tight schedule like we do with some of the Stay Fishy Adventure episodes or some of our Addicted Fishing episodes. But yeah, we're gonna talk some trout. But first, we gotta talk some big trout.
Okay.
What's going on?
Just
Same stuff, different day.
Different day.
We brought Bob in here, guys, to talk a little bit about the North Coast Advisory meeting that's going to be on the 28th. And I know the last couple of weeks we've been talking about it. We need some angler involvement. We need some stuff. Bob's in the area doing some fishing. And so we figured we'd bring him in real quick to talk about this upcoming meeting that's going to be on the 28th and why we need to have basically people like you, even if you're not a steelheader in the North Coast of the state of Washington. Basically, kind of what's going on up there is affecting everything, every steelheader in the region.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a popular place that, the last couple of years we've had some serious regulations and some different management going forward on it. And as that management potentially could change, we don't know that it will, but potentially it could. It's going to force anglers to either not fish or force anglers to come to Southwest Washington, force anglers to go to Oregon, stuff like that. So, it's some pretty serious stuff to talk about and work over. It's a super complex deal.
Yeah.
But,
So going forward with these rules and regulations over the next year, 12 meetings. I think you guys have already done a couple where you kind of got some nuts and bolts down. But this week, they're really going to be talking about like the Chehalis Basin, and kind of what probably needs to be done there, and going forward, and where we need to see some improvements, because that basin out of a lot of the North Washington Coast basins is probably one of the ones that's honestly being hit the hardest. Bob, we need to turn you up, or we need to get you mic'd up, or you need to yell.
do I need to yell? Is that louder?
There we go.
Change it?
Might not want to put his mic on the other side if he's going to be looking at me. Yeah.
How about that? Is that better?
That's got to be better. Real low. So, what's going on? What do people need to pay attention to, and how important is these meetings going forward? I know it's a lot of questions.
Yeah, I mean, it's important. If you're a serious steelhead fisherman and you are interested on the coast, then paying attention to these meetings and how things go on and voicing your concerns or your opinions about what's going to take place or potentially could take place. I don't think that any major decisions are going to be made in these next 4 meetings or 5 meetings, right?
Yeah.
It's just too complex
Right.
to really make any super decisions about how steelhead fishing is going to be in the future. There's going to be some ideas out there. There's going to be varying opinions of what we should and shouldn't do regarding fishing regulations, regarding hatchery plants, and so forth, right? So they're just all discussions. And I think we're just looking at like identifying needs and places where we can have fishing opportunity and help recover wild steelhead.
And right
And
now,
so-
having those discussions, there's one key element of stakeholders, I believe, missing from these meetings. Because talking about the Chehalis Basin and talking about things that are going on in there, there's nobody that lives, works, breathes in the Chehalis Basin, even on this committee. And right now, basically the sport fishing advocates and the sport industry has been not gone from these meetings, but definitely are not being well represented. And that's why we have, whether your interest is to see new stocking programs, whether it's to see complete closure for 10 years like's been suggested, any of these things that are going to go on, it's kind of one of those things that if anybody has a stake in this and anybody wants to say something, like, now is the time. There's going to be, chances are what's going to be happening through some of these meetings and going forward or over the next time period, if you are not voicing your opinion, you have no right to bitch about it afterwards.
Right.
At the very least. Then, if you voice your opinion and then it doesn't happen, then you can say, well, I voiced my opinion, it still sucks. Fine. But I know, because I'm a sport angler, you guys are all sport anglers, Bob's a sport angler, that there's definitely, like, for how big and for how large our industry is, like, we are not being represented. And it's our own fault. Like, we're not approaching, we're not commenting, we're not engaging in the
Right.
process.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you basically put it out there. I mean, there's just not as many people into it. This is a really important meetings, and those meetings are taking place. There's 12 advisors having really good, serious discussions. All 12 advisors are very passionate about wild steelhead. Every single one of us are. We might have varying opinions about how we're going to manage those fish, or how we think they should be managed, or what kind of fish we should have, or so forth. They're all well-respected people with good opinions and have good ideas. But we all have to work together to come up with a solution. But when I say we all have to work together, we all have to work. That's all sportsmen.
Yeah.
That's everybody that's
Right.
doing this, right? So even though there's only 12 of us in there, we're not making the decisions for the whole entire sport fishing community. So your opinions are super important to hear.
Right.
And right now, I mean, there's a portal that you can go on the Fish and Life website. That's Coastal Steelhead Advisory Group. You can go on there. The meeting's on the 28th, and you can go in and sign up. You can go watch the meeting, listen to the meeting, and then there is a very short public comment period after that. But more importantly, we also tell you where you can go to make comments, right?
Yeah.
So if you listen to the meeting and you have some concerns about something said, or if you have an idea, those are all important that we hear. And so
Right.
you go on there and you can report and comment. I'll be honest with you. I've had 2 meetings so far, not a lot of comments.
No
Right?
engagement from
A
you
lot
guys.
of comments. So
Someone just real quick, are they talking the Humpty Dumpty? This will be part of that conversation, Nick. Yeah.
I believe the hump will be part of this conversation. I believe so. It might just be a Chehalis system. If it is not, I didn't look at my
I
agenda.
guess it would be Gray's Harbor.
It'd be Gray's Harbor, and I think that's involved in this one. If it's not, it'll be the next one, which will be coming up in May, and I'll let you know when that is. The meeting will be on the 28th from 4 to 6. And like I say, super important that people get on there. Right now, we've only had there's 12 advisors, and we're having 30 people
Right.
show up to the meeting.
And the 30
Maybe
people
40.
and the 30 people that are attending these meetings are not necessarily pro sportsmen, or honestly, I would say pro steelhead, but pro different steelhead management style. Coulter just had made the comment, we had a wild river closed for 10 years on California coast, opened back up and had less fish in it than when we started. Don't do that. Well, Coulter, there are people that are advocating for that right now, and anybody who's been fishing on the water doing those numbers understands that even if we stop fishing and pass the buck, we understand as fishermen that the sportsmen are not causing that much detriment to these runs. They're not. The mortality rates that are applied to us, that are being applied to us, do not pencil out and do not show themselves in wild broodstock programs on the snake, on the Wilson, on the Silex. So this idea that if we shut something, take the sportsman away for 10 years, all of a sudden is going to get us this huge rebounding effect. There's so many other factors to it. And, Coulter, it has been done, even in the state of Washington, on lots of rivers where they have removed sport angling from the equation, and we have not seen this rebounding success of wild steelhead numbers at all. Generally, if we see it, it's when they remove a dam or something monumental, where they open up 20 river miles, and it's like, okay, now we're making progress here.
Right.
But the reality of the situation, it is not the sportsman, and every broodstock program in the Northwest and Canada proves otherwise. So yeah, that's a good point. But Coulter, another reason why to listen, another reason why to be engaged, another reason why to comment, that comment right there and say like, look, we need to have realistic, sensible management that mitigates for all these other losses that are affecting the steelhead, not just sportsmen.
Right. And the reality is, guys, is that so this is a budget proviso that was put in by the legislation. That's how this ad hoc group was put together. We have to go back to the legislators on the 12th, or not the 12th, but the end of the year, and give them a summary of what we talked about and basically ideas and looking at how we can have sustainable fisheries, fishing opportunities, and have sustainable fish, i.e. restore wild runs. The reality of it is, in the short period of time we have, there is no way possible that we can even begin to touch the surface on how we're going to recover these fish and help them get there, right? There really isn't.
I could do it.
And so...
Sorry.
Yeah,
I
but
could
the
do it
reality is
I could do
we
it overnight.
can't.
I could do it overnight.
And so, great comment, and I'm not really overly concerned that that decision will be made, because we really can't make that decision. We're not going to have the time to really dig into the weeds and look at every little system the way it needs to be looked at to make those kind of decisions, right? And we don't have all the stakeholders in place, right? The tribes aren't involved.
Right.
We have people that aren't involved, right? So nothing will be said without their involvement. And so basically this is just more of a, in my eyes, a look at what is necessary.
Sorry, guys. Keep talking.
What is necessary? What is necessary to look at these things? So in my eyes, it's looking more at needs as to what we can do to help get these runs going back and have sustainable.
But this is setting those
club.
stages.
It is setting stages, and it is important that people listen up and get involved.
And it's setting the stages without people from that Chehalis Basin there, and there's a lot to this that basically we need to show up or shut up.
What's the group called again?
It's the Coastal Steelhead Ad Hoc Group, or Coastal Steelhead Advisory Group. And Lucas Freeman's there. We need to research the real cause of the population decline, whether it's commercial fishing, ocean, river, sport anglers, tribal fishing, habitat loss. That's exactly right. Right? That's exactly right. If we're going to restore these runs and look at them for long term, that's what has to be done. But the reality of it is, you're not going to do that on the Chehalis system in a 2-hour meeting.
And you're not going to
That's going to 6 months worth of meetings to even touch the surface.
And I'm going to take up his following comment where he says they make decisions based on scientific facts, not just commercial lobbying. Well, Lucas, unfortunately, I'm going to say otherwise. Unfortunately, this is definitely a squeaky wheel gets the grease, and the reason why is we wouldn't be having these sport conversations if the powers that be were looking at these broodstock programs on those mortality rates on long-held, like steelhead that are being put in pens months after they're being caught and handled 3 times basically worse than a guy catching a fish, getting a picture, and letting it go on the bank. It's being ignored. Those rates are not more. They're not more than 2%. We're getting 10% applied. Do I think we should have a 2% mortality rate on our fisheries? No. Do I think it needs to be reduced? Yes. Do I think we need to be looking at some of these programs to actually help the wild steelhead populations and not just sport catch and hurt them? No. Is there studies from Idaho that are saying what Washington State is saying is completely wrong? Yes. So, to your point, they make decisions based on scientific facts. They do when they're looking in the right places and when the right lobbying is basically holding those scientific studies up and putting it in their face every single time.
And the reality is, I'm looking at all the comments here, and there's so many great comments. But these comments made here, they're wonderful.
Make them there.
Those comments need to be made to the department. You got to ask those questions. You want the answers to some of those questions, you have to actually ask them. Ask them on that deal. Listen to the meeting. Get the ideas from all the people that are there. Believe me, you got 12 people that are super involved, super smart, super involved in Steelhead, and they're all going to have opinions. Whether I agree or disagree with them is regardless. That all of them are good opinions, and we just need to all work together to come up with the best platform. But all of the questions you're asking are super important, and they're the same questions that we need to be asking in that advisory group, right? Every single one of those. Cam's right. Like, that's a question. Do we look at sport fishing? No, we've been reduced down to not fishing from the bank and doing that. Is sport fishing a problem?
Is that even doing anything with all these ocean issues and climate change and tribal harvest? And it's like, is sport fishing really the problem? Because at the end of the day, you close sport fishing and you close people like the three of us here are advocates. All those guys that go fish are advocates. We want more steelhead in those rivers than probably anybody else in the damn state of Washington.
Hey, you think we like floating 14 days in a row without hooking a fish? No,
give me a
we want
break.
more. Like,
And we're willing to do whatever it takes to do it, but do it where it makes sense. I saw a comment on there where they said, you're right, if you're putting the same amount of fish but not getting close to the same return each year, something needs to get looked at. Joshua, that's correct, and that's the problem with out-of-basin hatchery stocks, that what's right there is happening. But by saying hatchery, you can't keep all the hatchery, you can't lump all hatchery fish together, because that's not correct. And that doesn't happen with the right hatchery stocks in other certain systems. Don't forget the predators too. Jared, absolutely. Like, if you want to talk about sport fishermen or you want to talk about predators and which one's killing more and having more of a detrimental effect, I'd love to have that conversation. 42% of all of our Columbia River smolts die to avian predation in the estuary every year. Half of them.
Yeah,
Half of them.
a friend of mine on
hatchery.
the Calais today.
Half of them.
Friend of mine on the Calais today said he saw probably 200 cormorants, and then he saw 2 sea lions out there while he was springer fishing, and like, what are they eating? And the guy goes, I think they're eating smelt. I'm like, no, the smelt are gone.
The best
2
conservation.
sea lions and they're eating smolts.
The best conservationists are hunters and fishermen. We want more opportunities to do what we love, no questions asked. It's time to start. It's time for Washington State to kind of lean on us for a resource. Let's get some programs.
Hey guys, so
let's die trying.
But before we do that, we need to get really loud. So every single one of you people watching right now needs to please share this live feed out here. Let's get a lot more people in here, as many as we freaking can, because it's honestly, there's not that many people in here right now, and it's kind of disappointing to see. So share this out there, share it to as many people as possible, give this video a thumbs up, and let's get more people in here to talk about this. And all you people watching right now.
But there's still hundreds of you.
So there's a lot. It's
let's
just
go. It's enough to start the change.
Well, let people know Bob was an extra last-minute guest, so let people know Bob's here.
Yeah,
That'll
that
bring
too.
people in.
Everybody.
Yeah.
As you share it, tell them Bob's here.
So Clint, you showed the link. So the meeting is April 28th at what time?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock on April 28th. And one of the things that I think we really should try to do, addicts, is even if you don't make a comment and you just join that Zoom, we need as many people as possible on that Zoom listening to these issues and trying. Again, I see it all the time. Like, I can go make a post right now on the Addicted Fishing Forum and get 2,000 comments of people pissed off and mad about what's going on. But then when I try to get people to actually join the meeting, it's really, really hard to do. So let's prove these guys wrong. Let's show them that there are sport fishermen out there that care about these issues.
Tom Valentine says that's convenient for people at work, and honestly, Tom, I'm gonna say that the timing of that might be.
I can address that.
Okay.
I can address that comment. So you folks that do work from 4 to 6, I get it, right? They do record the meetings, so you can always go watch the recorded meeting afterwards, and then still go and make your comments. So they're recorded. You can watch the last meeting we just had. You can watch the next one anytime you want to. So if you work, that's not a good excuse, because you can still go watch the video afterwards and then make your comments. So
And so is the comments, is that basically just like a contact form on
Do
the
a
page or
live
what?
Feed for the meeting.
yes,
Sorry.
there is a comment form on the website that you just have to go in and you can make comments based on that. So you just go right to the Coastal Steelhead Advisory Group on their website, goes to advisory groups, you go to that, and then there's a comment form there, and you can make comments based on that.
And
But
a lot
I-
of those
but I'm
comments
also-
feed to you guys, so then you guys are going to
we
read
get
those.
to see all that
Yeah.
stuff. Plus, we're putting up data all the time, right? So the department will put up a data spread that we get to go look at. So we're digging into a bunch of stuff, right? And so we get to do that. So it's super important you do that. I will say this. You know, a lot of people are passionate about stuff, and sometimes they let their passion get the best of them. And so I would say sit down and make a really good, well thought out comment, right? Those ones that are off the chart crazy usually just get thrown aside. So make a good, well thought out comment. Get some good ideas on there.
The best idea
And
I've
so
ever
forth.
read was just right there. Do a live feed for the meeting.
Right.
That's genius. I mean, we can just play that right through. Right on the Addicted Forum page. And YouTube if we wanted to.
Maybe. What day is it?
It's April 20. I saw Gene
April
said
20th.
May 28th.
No, April
It's
28th,
April 28th.
Next
so it's
Thursday.
next Thursday.
Next
8
Thursday.
days from now.
4 to 6.
The problem
That's
is we can't do that on YouTube because then we're under like infringing on people. You can't do that. You can't just take people's content and post it on your.
Oh, can
But-
you have it? Well, it's public though.
Yeah, but
public
the
resource.
The point's gonna be you're gonna want the people actually in the Zoom. You're not.
Well,
Gonna
but
want
you can be
people
discussing it while it's going too.
Oh, let me think about how to do that.
Yeah,
there might
that-
be a way.
Yeah, you guys, and Marlon's right. We might run into something where we can't, but whoever suggested that, great idea. Like,
Yeah, let me think about how
that's
we maybe want to
really
do that.
that could be really good because
Honestly,
it's going to bring.
even if we just go live and we just rally people up and get them to join the Zoom.
Well, at the very
have the
at-
link pinned,
right at the
pinned on
very
YouTube.
least
That's
we
what
can
we
do
do.
that.
But I
I'm
would
just saying,
rather
like,
500 people tune into that Zoom thing.
right. That's true.
Is this
Yeah.
the right place, Bob? to
This is
comment?
it. You are
Yep.
on it.
Okay,
Yep.
so they can go here
Hope you guys are looking at.
Do you
that.
have the link, Clint? Can
Yeah,
you
but-
put?
because of my new permissions. It doesn't let my link.
reaction time? People do it all the time with live sports, so we can do like the live
Just text it to
reaction
me then.
like while it's going on. I probably cannot be responsible for anything that I'd say or
Yeah,
do.
that's no problem.
Like, really bad. Yeah.
It's just,
That's not a bad idea. We
like
gotta
I
do
said,
something like that.
we can all throw out ideas, and no idea is a bad idea.
Yeah.
And we can all throw out opinions, but like I said, it's a super complex deal, right? We have different systems on the North Coast. You have the Chehalis, which is 2,000 fish under escapement. You have the Quileute system that's meeting escapement, right? So
Yeah.
you might have to manage one different than you're going to manage another, and so forth. And so and there's going to be hatchery discussions, and there's going to be possibly broodstock discussions, and there's going to be discussions. There will be discussions about guiding, and commercializing steelhead fishing, and there's going to be all kinds of various discussions. And like I said, I mean, they're all important.
You guys did that years ago when you cornered Buckmaster. Was a great live feed. Yeah, I guess I shut it down. They canned the live feed. Yeah, so they could potentially do that, I guess. I'll tell you that story later. It was fun. Good times.
Yeah.
I would take off to work. Yeah, no, it's probably not good.
Did you pin your own comment?
Mhm.
Okay. You do it on Facebook. Or...
Nope, not yet. Takes a little bit more time than that, Clint.
Ryan, we've already got those. We've got lots of episodes and another one coming shortly. Check it out. We've done quite a few really good in-depth episodes. We've actually got ODF and W involved in some of them. Check him out. He's asking, what are the odds Addicted could put out a broodstock movie presentation together next year for the Sportsman Show? Your video editing is fire. Yes, it is. Good work, Sean, as always. Yeah, definitely possible.
So Kevin Smallwood asked if I know the winter counts, now versus 20 years ago, and that's exactly like some of the information that as we're working forward on the coastal stuff, those are exactly the comments and the kind of things that I would bring forward, right? I would ask that question. What did we do there? Did it work?
Yeah.
And if it didn't work, why do we going to assume it's going to work here, right? So if there's an uncertainty, that's the one thing that the state has said is like we're doing this because of uncertainty, right? Uncertainty in a fishery. Well, I would say there's some uncertainty in some of the decisions we might want to make going forward, right? So I would say, hey, we need to dig into that before we just make that decision. We need to actually figure it out. Like, look at the data, get the correct data necessary. And I'm hoping that that's what we're going to bring out of this group is some really things to take to the legislation to say, look, we can't do this without the legislation's support and the money to do this, right? So I'm hoping that that's going to come out of some of this kind of stuff.
You need a surety when you have the American Fisheries Society talking about the clackamas, talking about the removal of hatchery fish. You've got the assurity of them shutting winter steelhead down on the Wind River. Like, we've had these things that have happened, in a lot of places. We have the assurity of like us getting a heavy mortality rate applied and us thinking that it's just doom and gloom, the sportsmen are killing them all, when the reality is like these programs are not showing that in one iota.
Right.
And so those things, you guys, us two, need to keep bringing up because they shouldn't be ignored. And they give that assurity that, okay, maybe what we're doing is, like I said, on the Nisqually, on the Wind, or the Gene Bank rivers, isn't really necessarily
and I will say this, is like our coastal rivers, and there again, when we say coastal, we're talking from the North Coast all the way to the Chehalis Basin, right?
Willapa Basin.
Yeah, Willapa Basin. Completely different, right? So you look at the North Coast rivers, the Solduck, Ho, Bogushield, Kalawa, all that kind of stuff. We have a different dynamic in our habitat than, let's say, you have in habitat in the Chehalis system, right? So, we can't really make a broad-based brush over everything. We have to really dive in and look at what's best going to fit the Chehalis system, what's best going to fit over here.
Mitigation for wild losses.
Yeah, they're going to be different, and the amount of work that's going to be necessary to really come down to that is not anything that we can do in this particular time frame. But there's a lot of questions that can be, hopefully, that we can raise within this group to really dig into and look at for long term as to what we're going to do. But time frame, how do we hold on to, sport fishing advocates? How do we hold on to fishing opportunities as we're trying to figure all this out? And that's also
let's not
what's
go
hopefully
after
gonna
let's
try to
not
come
go
out of
after the 2% of the problem. Let's go after the 98% of the problem. Is kind of the way I look at it. I'm tired of sportsmen being blamed for the scapegoat, when the reality of the situation is, if sportsmen are allowed to do what they're capable of, then you have a steelhead fishery that we were participating in last week. I don't even want to tell you how many fish we hooked. It was amazing. Put fish in a broodstock. Put 5 in one hole into a broodstock.
Literally in one hole.
In one hole. Put 5. They're like, oh, we need hens. We're like, we got you, bro. 5 hens, one hole.
Right.
Caught other fish too. Caught hatchery fish.
Right.
Transport them down the river, broodstock them.
And the
One
fact
hole.
that not only that, you can also use anglers and or professional guides as your part of your data collection
Crazy.
to help you.
We do logbooks for a
moving
reason. I
forward,
would
right?
like to think that those logbooks for a reason could help, because that's what we're having to do.
Right. Yeah.
So we'll keep bringing up those points, you guys. April 28th, you will see us talk about it. We'll talk about it next week. We'll touch on it a bit. And we'll get there, and we will make it known that the meeting's occurring. We want you guys to participate, or else next December and January, when these things start coming down the pipe and you guys didn't do it, then I'm going to tell you, and if you're one of these guys from Oregon, Idaho, Columbia River, and you see a bunch of steelheaders, because steelheaders are going to go steelheading. Soccer players are going to go play soccer on open fields when the other fields are closed, and I don't blame them one bit. So don't forget that. And don't forget that if some of these aspects of management and lobbying that are defending their pocketbook get done there, don't think they're coming to your back door too, because that's what's going to happen. They've already actually tried it with the no boat thing in Oregon. got shot down, thank heavens. But yeah, so real, live, sensible, realistic management needs to happen. So we'll be talking on the 28th.
Yep.
We'll let you go
Like
home.
it.
We're gonna talk some trout. You want to stay and talk some trout?
I'm gonna go sleep
Sounds like
and,
a plan.
focus
kept Bob up
on,
past
and
his
focus on
bedside.
catching springers.
Yeah.
How about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
There you go.
But I do like trout, and I do miss fishing for them.
Are they hatchery? Are they hatchery springers? Yeah.
Hope
Right?
so.
Knock on
I
wood.
don't want to get them. Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Yep.
I've not caught one yet with a fin.
All right, Rob. Thanks for coming in.
Whoa.
Appreciate
No
it.
kidding.
No, not caught one yet with a fin.
We'll take our mic. Thanks,
So,
you, Bob.
yep.
Keep posted. Thanks for coming in,
Yep.
guys.
Thank you, guys.
Bob Kratzer, everybody, the man, the myth, the legend. That's right. Coming in, giving us some time. I talked to him this morning, and I'm like, "Where are you guys?" "Oh yeah, I'm running around downtown." I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing tonight?" Like, "Why don't you come on in? Let's have a little discussion." Thank you, Bob. That was Bob's hand waving, and he's out the door. So, guys,
Before we go to trout, we still have to talk about one other thing that's going on here.
oh,
Clint, I just sent you.
that's
a
right.
link.
Real quick, we got another one because it's knocking on your doorstep on the Umpclaw. That's right. Not the same deal, but a deal that what's really disgusting about the North
They
Umpclaw-
are trying to eliminate the hatchery fish.
hatchery fish. There are groups that are trying to eliminate the hatchery fish on the Umpqua. And they basically did this exact same thing in the Clackamas. And it's a river that's not even coastal fed. It's a river that's got to go through Portland and some of the pollutions. And they did this 20 years ago. Exactly what they're advocating now. I don't know if ODF&W is going to take the bait on this. I don't know which commissioners are in charge of making this decision, but they're trying to eliminate the summer steelhead hatchery, and they're basically saying if they eliminate the hatchery steelhead on the Umpqua, it's going to save the wilds, which was proven to be absolutely false on the Clackamas River. There's an American Fishery Society study done in 2018. We need you guys to pay attention to this one too, because it's the same. I know, Bo, trout, but these aren't big trout. And I hear you guys.
You know, guys, I asked this question.
and-
I don't know if you guys saw, but I went live a few days ago, and I kind of asked this question out to the followers. Like, you know, for the longest time, we've tried. We try to bring awareness to these things, but we just feel like at this time, with everything going on, we have to be a lot more. We have to bring these up in our live feeds more and more and more. And you know,
We
we're
won't
still,
have any. We will not have any steelhead to talk about in the live feed at the rate things are going.
Exactly. And we're still going to talk about all these things. We're still going to teach you guys how to fish. We're still going to make epic content. But we really want to bring awareness to these issues that are continuing to plague our fisheries and have now for ever since these groups have come around
Right.
and thought that a quick win could be removing hatchery fish. And it's just proven over and over again that it doesn't work. I'm not saying that everything these groups do is bad, because they do some really good shit. They do some amazing stuff for habitat and some amazing things for.
Working against the dams, working against some predation issues, working, like you said, habitat.
That's why I don't
restoration,
understand
pollution.
why the hatcheries are their target. Like,
It seems like it's almost like if the energy was focused on some of the real issues and some issues that they've actually succeeded in having happen, but then did not yield any results. And I'm going to continue to say that, any results. It seems like that effort, like we all should be advocating for habitat pollution, predation, stuff like that. But instead we're wasting a lot of time playing this game.
exactly.
Honestly. Like, because it would be, I mean, honestly, I think it'd be absolutely amazingly forthcoming if we said, you know what, you know, we know brood stocking works. We know certain I understand. I'm not saying all hatchery programs work in the slightest bit. They don't. But to just throw this card out that the scapegoat, oh, if we just get rid of the hatchery and fix all the problems. We put hatchery fish to fix a problem in the first place that we didn't have the numbers that we wanted to get. So, like, what came first, the chicken or the egg,
Yeah,
right? It's
yeah.
like we put hatcheries in for a reason because the numbers sucked. Well, by removing the fishery is not going to make the numbers any better. We didn't get rid of why the numbers sucked in the first place.
The reality of it is I listened to I've gone back and watched all the meetings where Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife, the biologist is literally saying that.
Right.
He's literally, and he's showing the graphs of the because they track the wilds
Right.
and they track the hatchery. You can see the declines like turnkey. When the wilds start to decline, the hatcheries start to decline. When the wilds rebound, the hatcheries rebound. Like that. It's like clockwork.
And I don't know what stock. I don't know if they're using like an in-basin stock or an out-of-basin stock. But
I don't care what they're using. We can't keep eliminating hatchery programs because I'll say it right here loud and proud. Regardless of wild steelhead, which we all love, there's also a huge group of sport fishermen out there that like fish. They like to catch fish. They like to eat fish. They like all these things that they've grown up doing that's passed down from generation to generation to generation. So while I'm not saying, yes, let's go plant hatchery fish in every single freaking river in the entire Northwest, I'm also saying let's not eliminate them from every river.
Well, let's not eliminate them without like, let's not eliminate them with no benefit. Let's not go after them. Chris Calhoun said the groups are picking the low fruit. And Chris, I have said that for years. Like, let's tackle some real issues. And if you are one of these wild fish advocates that I do know watch every single piece of content we put out, probably watching this live feed right now, or maybe they're going to watch it from their desk tomorrow, I'm not sure. The open invitation is for you to come sit right here and let's have that discussion, or in that podcast room. I've offered it out to a few of you guys before. I'm going to continue to do this again. So this is not a one-sided conversation, but until you show up, I mean, no, they don't have to because they have the ears of certain people in the department. But here it is. Let's hear it. Because we're going to ask the tough questions, and we're going to do this. So anyways, I just figured I'd throw that out there. But yeah, we like to eat fish, but I also think that there needs to be hatchery supplementation to also bolster and recreate or help wild runs, just like's happening in the Upper Columbia.
It's not
So
even
when
eat
we say
fish.
hatchery fish, it's
I
not
like
about
to
killing.
catch fish.
Oh yeah.
And every river in 360 degrees of where I live that they have removed hatchery fish, it is really effing hard to catch fish now. Extremely hard.
Yeah.
And on my home river, it has done nothing good for that river. You have so many issues on that river, from gravel pits, from, I mean, the amount of knives in the side of this river is unrepairable. Unrepairable. And groups have tried.
Well, it's not unrepairable, but like in the time frame that we need to stock.
Do you know how many companies have sued the gravel pits?
I know.
And lost every single time?
Right.
With evidence showing that
But
what
see-
the gravel pits are doing is ruining the river,
Right.
it doesn't matter because money always wins.
Okay, so then the state saying, okay, obviously the advocacy groups are not getting rid of the gravel pits. Should we then try to mitigate for that loss by doing a first generational wild broodstock program?
Exactly what we should do.
That's what should happen. That's what's not happening. There's a disconnect. And that's the part that pisses me off, because it's basically the state is sitting on their hands doing nothing except for just watching it and studying it to death.
Yeah, that's what we tend to do around here.
And it's like, you know what? Yeah. Yeah, data proves everything. Many rivers have eliminated hatchery fish, including one of my homer, and it's gone. Just like Marlon said, it's unreal. Right. Exactly. Give me the example.
Not only that,
Give me the example.
wild
I'm waiting.
fish are also gone.
Oh, right. Yeah. The numbers didn't come back.
It's not, yeah, exactly. It's gotten nothing but progressively worse.
Yep.
So, anyway, guys, I wanted to bring up this North Umpqua thing. I'll be honest, I've fished the North Umpqua 3 or 4 times in my life. It's an absolutely amazing river. And that meeting is tomorrow, April 21st. Is that meeting. I'll make sure I post links again tomorrow so people know when the meeting is. I don't know if Clint can go around and find the page of where the meeting is, but until we can find those links, there is a few people that have already gone. They're going to be making comments at this meeting. You know, Logan is one of them. They're going to be bringing this petition in front of the department to show them that, look, hey, there's over 3,000 anglers here that care about this fishery and care about these hatchery fish. They want them in this river. Let's get that to 4,000, guys. Get as many people as we can to sign that petition. I know a lot of times.
Share it out there, you guys.
Yeah.
Share it out there. We reach a lot. We reach hundreds and hundreds of you guys, if not thousands every week. More.
Yeah.
We need more.
Let's get as many signatures on. I know a lot of times you guys say these petitions don't work, but at the end of the day, they do pay attention to these things. You know, if these guys are able to get in front of the Wildlife Commission, because that's what this meeting is tomorrow, and show that, hey, there's 4,000 people that care about this fishery, that could change their minds.
And if they don't pay attention to it, that's when we have the opportunity to start going to the media, which is happening. Just leave it at that.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, it all helps. Your voice all helps. Man, we need to talk trout. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And we appreciate Logan and you guys representing tomorrow. Already signed that one. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it. Jason, it's time to stop the starvation of the ecosystem, economy, nutrition, quality of life, bring the numbers back, feed the damn orcas. The Wild Fish Lobby is responsible for the starvation of Puget Sound southern resident killer whales. Change my mind. I'll wait. Right here, John. Okay.
The reality of that is, though, is they've already done a lot to bring that back.
They're working on it.
millions
26 million out of the 50 so far. Like, the state's working on it because NOAA came in and said, now. But if without NOAA saying that, I don't think it would have happened.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that.
This April 21st and 22nd in Astoria.
I'm not
Is
sure.
that the meeting?
I don't
Probably
I
not.
don't think.
It's
I
in
don't know.
Oregon. Maybe. I don't know. What does it say it's
I
about?
thought it'd be a Zoom meeting, of
It
course.
says Astoria to decide on North Umpqua Hatchery.
Oh,
South
yep,
Steelhead
that is it.
hybrid meeting
That's it,
for
that's it.
48 hours. Okay.
That
let
is
me,
it.
Let me get you this link. Too,
Yeah.
so you can-
Do you guys use the same approach when fishing for brook trout as you would rainbows? Blake, let's talk. We gotta talk some trout. I know
Talk some trout.
you guys have been fine. I wrote down a couple great questions too, but yeah. So let's talk on a positive note because you guys, we're not letting this go. We're gonna keep talking about it. And
From
honestly,
weeks to come. And like I said, you're going to be seeing, like tomorrow, guys, I'm probably going to go live before that meeting and try to get people fired up and get them onto that meeting.
at the end of the day, like we're over it. Our industry is too big. We've got, man, I don't know. Screw it, Don. Screw it, Dave. I'm saying it. First hatchery wild coexist studies coming out. It's a banger. Like, it is absolutely incredible, the work that's been going on. I've read the draft report. I don't know the release date. I'd probably letting the cat out of the bag. I don't care. It's stupid. It is stupid how our industry as a whole is getting walked over with the numbers that are in this report. It is incredible. I said it.
Good.
Oh well. I know it's coming out anyways. There's nothing to stop it. It's done. But yeah. So yeah, we need to be there. Marlon's gonna go live. Okay. Trout. Do you fish brooks any different than you do rainbows?
Yeah, typically, because most brook trout are in more wild streams, wild lakes.
What about stalker brook trout?
I've never caught a stalker brook trout in my life.
They used to put them in BG all the time.
Never caught a brook.
Oh, I don't fish for them any differently.
I'm sure they'd eat the same
But
thing.
I mean, as far as like a
I know in the wild,
trout,
like, yeah, we're using like little tiny, like I'll use little flies under clear bobbers. And
yeah, like
little
in
tiny-
streams and stuff.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But we don't have a lot of brook trout stockings. Like, I think if you look at WDFW, they don't stock brook trout anywhere around here. Nowhere.
They used to.
They don't anymore.
Okay,
It's
brown
browns. Trout and
browns now.
rainbows.
Yeah, and browns. If you want to talk about stocked brown trouts, when we had the COVID closure, another decision from the state of Washington that was awesome, mind you. But when we went back to fishing, they had a bunch of those browns in I'm gonna just say lake names. I don't care because it's. I think people need to get out there and people need to catch fish. But they put those browns in horseshoe. And I never caught a brown. I was trolling around out there with my kids and throwing a little Rapala across the surface and absolutely getting tore up. Piranha, super aggressive fish. So if they stock browns in any of those lakes, I posted something in the Addicted Fishing Forum today. Let's talk about that real quick because for the opener, guys, and I'm going to put this on Clint. We'll see how fast Clint is. They actually put out a stocking report, and they stock. I think the state of Washington said hundreds of lakes with trout opportunity. And a lot of those lakes, I think not the super high mountains, those open like June 1.
Yeah.
Or
those are later.
Sometime in June. Check your local regulations. We're not proving or doing anything here. You know the drill. But this Saturday, there's another chunk of lakes that are open, so check your regulations. But they do a big stocking report on the state of Washington. Browns are an invasive species. Yes, Dan, they are. They do place them in certain lakes, unless you're artificial in Patagonia, which then if you get rid of hatchery trout stockings in Montana and it helps bolster the Browns population because competition, all of a sudden they claim those to be wild and they use that as a good excuse from hatchery, which is why artificial is a sham. Just figured I'd bring that up. Sorry, getting off steelhead, back to trout. Anyways, but Browns, they do that. Clint has the stocking report up there. Look at how far back is that going? That's all like today. Is it not?
I think a bunch of.
What day is it? April what? 18th or 16th? I can't read that.
19th,
9th.
18th,
Oh.
18th, 18th. This is all like stock date.
And basically, guys, if you go to WDFW, you can just search it online, WDFW trout stocking, and it'll pull up this website, and you can go look, and you can filter it down by county if you're whatever county you're in. It's really nice.
Rooster tail for browns. I didn't even think of that. Brook trout help bring down the brooks in some lakes.
Brown trout helped bring down the brooks in some lakes.
I like this stuff. Look at that. Are those all like still two?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's April 13th,
Holy cow.
April 12th.
It always helps me.
Could
I
you
like-
imagine if they stocked that many rivers for steelhead? Epic.
Don't get me started. We're not talking steelhead anymore, Marlon.
They used to.
Trout questions, guys. We're gonna run through these stocking reports. Wow. Is it still April? Oh, it's still. Oh, they're back to April 1 now.
Yeah, but once you get, I will say, guys, like, you got to be on it pretty quick usually. Like, you're going to want to fish the stocked lakes within a month of them putting them in there.
Yeah, I know a lot of times too. Like some of the lakes they stock when they choose to stock or when they don't choose to stock. Like really depend on like temperatures, and the trout do really good when they put them in.
See,
at that
that's what I've
temperature.
always wondered about some lakes, because some of these lakes are really, like Battleground Lake.
Mm-hmm.
How many fish do you think are holdovers in there? Because that lake's deep. So those fish potentially
Yeah.
could stay in there and live if there was food.
What's the best lure? I didn't mean to cut you off. This is such a good question.
Yeah, go
For holdovers or anything. What's the best lure bait for pressured lakes? Cooper, great question, and we're going to talk
The
about
Cast
that.
Master.
What? Oh, never mind.
What are you going to say?
I was going to say bait. You said Castmaster.
Dude, the Cast Master is just so...
Let's talk about that.
It
Tomorrow we're
works.
going to have a debate. Real quick. We need everyone's comments, all you trout regulars out there. What's your go-to? What's a better bait, Castmaster or power bait? Answer below. And actually, we need to do another giveaway because we have hundreds of you guys still waiting for the trout. Blue and Chrome Castmaster. Damn it. I'm already getting
Dude, the blue and chrome Cast Master is fire.
fire.
I have caught more trout on a Cast Master than anything.
So I have a Castmaster
Imaginable.
right here.
And Rooster Tails. I
And
think
oh,
Cast
yeah,
Masters and
Rooster
Rooster Tails, those two lures.
Let's talk about.
If you have both of those in your box, I don't think you need any.
Here's a Castmaster.
Gold doesn't work.
What? Shut up.
Blue and silver only.
Blue and silver only. I don't have a Marlin Castmaster. There's a little Castmaster. I don't know what size this is. This is a little bigger one than what I would normally run. I probably found this on the bank somewhere.
It's probably mine.
So I don't use a lot of Castmaster. I use a
Probably
lot of
mine
Rooster
from the
Tails.
last time we fished.
It probably was.
You stole it from that kid.
I beat that 8-year-old up, stole it from him, and brought it back in. The gold Castmaster kills, black and gold. Castmaster chrome red power bait. Blue Fox, original Rapala, Kokanee Cup Plugs, and Dodgers. Absolutely 2.0 mags. Wow, everyone's just firing different. I like this Castmaster. Hard to drink a beer while using the Castmaster. Probably agree with that. See, I think, okay, if you're going to make me pick a lure, I'm going to say Rooster Tail. Sorry.
I got a couple right here. Let's give a couple away. How about that?
That's good. Wow, look at that. So for those of you guys that are answering the question, you're in the draw. Clint, pick a random winner.
Not yet.
What?
Guys,
Sorry, I tried, guys. I tried.
we got two Rooster Tails here. We got a, what are these? I wish Jared was here so he could tell us. I don't know the colors of these. We got an all pink one. And what is that other color?
I don't know.
Bumblebee? Yellow and black?
I don't know. We got some pretty ones here. Let's check this out. Look at that. A couple Rooster Tails and a fish away mat. Is that
Yeah,
what we're doing?
and we're
a
going to give
fillet.
away one of the green
Boom.
addicted fillet away mats.
Look at this camera when you're talking now.
So, guys, if you want an opportunity to
Boom.
win these things, we got to get more people in here. Smash the thumbs up button.
Now we're
Smash the
actually
thumbs up.
talking trout.
Smash the thumbs up as many times as you can. Just keep hitting it. Share it out there. Text message it to somebody. Share it on Facebook, wherever you like to share things. And then drop a comment below. And some of you guys have already probably done this, but what is your favorite trout lure? What do you think is the best one? If you can only have one lure in your box, we're not talking
If
bait.
someone's
Bait is
No,
different.
no.
Bait is different.
No,
Bait is
no.
different.
Okay. Trout lure.
Just lure. We're talking artificial. If you can only have one lure in your box, what is it? Is it a Rooster Tail? Is it a Castmaster? Is it a Panther Martin? Is it a plug? A Brad's Little Wiggler? That one's pretty damn good.
Beads. See, that's what.
The woolly bugger. I like it. I like
Yep,
your
here
thinking.
they are. Boom.
That guy says,
Woolies.
I want the filet away, Matt. That's not a trout lure, SoCal fisherman.
But
Tasmanian devil.
comment. Panther Martin, black body, gold blade, or power bait. Our last
Seen a lot of
Castmaster.
rooster tails. Rooster, green
Thomas
rooster.
Buoyant, that's right.
A lot of people talk about that Thomas Buoyant being a good lure.
A little old school one.
Little
yeah.
Cleo. Good spoon, good spoon.
Oh man, we're gonna break the comment.
We're gonna break the comment section. We love
Trolling
it. love it,
KCP
guys.
is underrated. I would agree.
What is it?
Trolling the mini, like the
Oh, yeah.
tokeny cut plugs.
Yeah, but when you're talking like artificial casting lure,
We didn't say casting. We said artificial, one lure.
okay, fair enough.
Maybe all
I'd
these
still
guys
say
do is
rooster
fishing
tail.
a boat. Yeah, I think the rooster tails definitely
It's
win.
really hard to troll a Brad's KCP from the bank. You can cast them though.
I wonder how good it works.
You can cast them. Castmaster red and gold.
Little Cleos. All right, you guys
We
all
need
got.
to send Jordan down for a Stay Fishy episode to the Stalkers this weekend. You're already doing it.
I didn't publish Stay Fishy.
What?
I did not publish the Stay Fishy video.
Is it up? Is it up? Is it uploaded? It's ready?
It's there, sitting
Oh.
there, waiting for me to publish it.
Well, we're gonna tease you guys with the Stay Fishy episode for the end. And we'll probably publish it at the
Oh
end of the live
no, dude. What do I even do there?
feed. Publish it.
Late?
Yeah.
I would say people. How many of you guys out there want the Stay Fishy episode tonight or tomorrow?
Oh, Jordan's gonna kill me.
Uh-oh.
Jordan.
You weren't busy or anything, moving the shop and all that. Yeah, there's nothing else going on right now.
No, we do have some exciting. We can't tell anyone about that yet, though. We got some.
Bad Marlin, we need our Stay Fishy videos. Everyone's like, yes, press the button. Tonight. Ooh.
Yes, I don't even. I haven't
This
even
is a
finished
really
making
live. This is a really live,
I haven't even
unscripted
finished
show.
making the thumbnail. Like I am like not even close to being ready to publish it. I started working on it today at like 3, and then I
Okay,
got
you're
a
gonna
meeting.
publish it at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. We're gonna hold you to that. Does that work?
I don't know.
I think it's better to publish.
I
than
think
to
it
not.
might be better just to wait.
A week.
A good manager delegates responsibility. Well, Tom, I wish I could tell you that someone else knew how to do that, but there isn't anyone. So I got.
Marlon holds all his YouTube secrets close to chest. But yes, he's very good at it.
I'm
so
so
he does it.
disappointed in myself right now. Oh, that is
It's probably
cool.
Sean's fault. Like, how is this Marlon's
It is
fault?
Sean's fault. I
No,
agree.
this is not Sean. Sean had it uploaded. He had it in there.
I tried.
Alright, it's not my
All right,
fault.
pick a winner, Clint. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep.
Okay, we'll figure it out. Stay tuned. But good thing is, guys, is if you have subscribed to the channel with the bell notifications, the second Marlon here actually gets it out, it'll notify you and you can watch it.
There you go, Jerry Dell. Jerry Dell, you won yourself a couple of rooster tails and a fillet away fish mat. If you want to claim your prize, shoot us an email to orders@addicted.fishing. Make sure you include your name, your address. Let us know you won 2 rooster tails and a fillet away mat, and we'll get it shipped out to you.
Elon Musk should force his way into this company too. Caden, absolutely. Like
Hostile takeover.
message him. He can buy us out. We'll
$2
sail off.
billion.
We'll sail off into the sunset for only a small fraction of what he's trying to do with Twitter. He was just in here in the middle. If you didn't see him earlier
Yeah,
in
we
the
just had
episode, we
Elon
just
in
had him.
here.
$1 billion. $1 million.
Everyone head over to Twitter right now and at Elon Musk and tell him to buy stock in Addicted.
Yeah, buy stock in Addicted Fishing. You can actually just buy it all. Anyways, okay. So, what do you
Okay,
think the
before we get
consensus-
going on the next one, the consensus was rooster tail.
Yep.
Now I want to know, what is, if you only had one bait, is it power bait? Is it power eggs? Is it night crawlers?
And
is it salad shrimp?
Get into like I want to know the specific
Marshmallow.
bait,
Marshmallows.
scent, color, type of bait, and we'll do another giveaway.
How can you not post a video of Jordan on 420? I love it.
Why would that have any reference to
why.
Jordan?
Because I just think it's hilarious. It's a great comment. Shout out to all the people.
It is like, where the hell is
Shout out to all the people out there celebrating.
Jordan's on assignment, filming, doing crazy
He's
stuff.
What's funny is he's literally filming another Stay Fishy video right now. He's actually out mushroom hunting, guys.
Oh, that's right. He's down south.
Getting some morels.
Morelskis. Velveeta.
Crickets, dude.
Velveeta.
Crickets are underutilized, dude. I had a guy one time next to me. This was back when I used to do a lot of stock trout fishing. I mean, he was
Nightcrawler.
catching 10 times more than everyone else, and he was using freaking crickets. And I went over to him. I was like, dude, what are you using? Crickets. He had live crickets.
Even for stalkers.
Oh, yeah. And he
Just
was
any trout.
crushing them.
I mean, that's buggy. I mean,
Yeah,
golly.
yeah.
How do you hook them up? Just put a hook
He
to
was
'em?
just putting, just right through the
driving it right.
Yeah.
Oh, poor cricket. Oh, well.
Perfect, dude. Cares.
Power eggs, chartreuse garlic, grasshoppers, caddis larvae, live frogs, waxworms, garlic marshmallows with a maggot, green garlic power bait, pink cured shrimp, black woolly bugger. Is that alive? Or is that a bait?
I mean, the good thing is Land Shark told me he didn't think it mattered, like on what days you.
You're
put the
still
videos out.
fretting over this. I just do it 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, but I do it in the morning. I think you need to do more in the morning. Because everybody else does it like, my phone starts blowing up at 9 a.m. every morning with all the people that are posting from back east.
10 a.m. on a work day?
Yeah, well, this morning.
Okay, guys, I'm posting that video tomorrow. I'm going to publish the Stay
I
Fishy
knew you wasn't
video
gonna let it go.
tomorrow at 10 a.m. How many people are on here, Clint? Scroll over.
Hundreds.
Hundreds.
400.
Okay, we need all 400 plus of you to go to the Stay Fishy video tomorrow at 10 a.m. Put a calendar reminder in your calendar right now. Go to the Stay Fishy channel. Turn on the little bell notification. If you go to the channel and actually down at the bottom there's a bell, you click the bell and turn that to all notifications.
Except for when the crickets escape and you have a cricket infestation, like in your truck or your car.
Rick says, no,
Chirping down the road.
tonight.
Nope, it's going to be tomorrow, guys. But
I
think you
definitely
need to
don't
try
think
it.
tonight. Tonight's a bad move. It's going to be too
Yeah,
late.
it's too late. No one's going to watch it.
You have to think, guys, like Jordan has a bunch of people that are watching it in other states too. So like it's freaking 11 o'clock in Florida right now.
I think you need to try the 10 a.m. It gives everybody a whole day to watch it. Because even when you go at 6:30, it's still 9:30 on the East Coast, and there's a lot.
Let's
of
have them
people.
vote. Who thinks I should post it tonight, and who thinks I should post it at 10 a.m.? They're gonna all say tonight. Watch, because they want.
I know, because everyone wants to watch it after this live feed, but this live feed is going till 10 p.m. now. Because no, I'm kidding.
Oh my God, no.
It's gonna be tomorrow.
Dan says he'll be at church.
It's gonna be tomorrow. Tomorrow.
You going to tell Jordan you messed up? Well, no, probably
He's
not.
probably
I'm just gonna let him find out
tonight. Look, there's two. Oh, it's like yeah, it's definitely more tonight. Holy crap, we're gonna break the internet.
Tonight.
Yeah, you
tonight,
guys, it's not gonna be tonight.
Yeah, you guys, it's not gonna be tonight.
It's not gonna be tonight. It's not. I know. It's not gonna be tonight.
What if I leave Cam right now and let him finish off the trout live?
No, you
feed?
don't. No.
I can go downstairs. My laptop's in my truck.
No.
I can get this done in like 30 minutes.
We'll watch this live feed literally go from 400 people to like 25.
Zero. Everyone goes to Stay Fishy.
Tomorrow, 10 a.m. Stay Fishy Adventures. Don't tell Jordan. But let's see. I think the morning. I don't know. We'll see. Let's try it. 10 a.m. What's your favorite bait out of here, dude?
Out
Back
of
to
your
trout.
box, go to
that's
side cam.
up.
Go to side cam.
I got
If
lots
I
of-
had one bait to pick for trout, for sure, what I'm going to use is the Addicted Steelhead Eggs available at Addicted.fish. No, I'm going to be honest. I would definitely this would not be what I would choose. These do work in certain scenarios, especially the way they float, but that wouldn't be the bait I'd choose. Out of your box right here, it's going to be Power Eggs. And it's going to be the ones you don't have.
What?
I like the clear, and these will work.
Yeah.
Are these garlic scent?
These ones are not garlic scent. Oh, Power Eggs. Oh, I'm out. I'm out of them. That's why.
Okay, I like these guys. I like the Power Eggs by Power Bait in a garlic scent. Trout just love garlic.
And I have a lot of these garlic scents here that are white.
Well, also, guys, we worked on a Trout Super Gel with ProCure that we released kind of secretively on our website. We haven't told very many people about it. We do have Trout Super Gel, and I'll tell you one of the little things that's in it. There may be some garlic in it. There may be a little bit of garlic.
That's where this stuff comes in, and that's why these are in the box, because we do. Some of these are oiled with ProCure garlic.
Yep.
And they float really nicely, and they're a little more durable than the Power Bait eggs. Truth be told, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. The Power Bait formula that they've used forever, and the others, I mean, come on, you can't.
It just works so good.
We get really close with these. these still work too. But I bet somewhere in the country though, like I can already tell this one's got the oil in it. I can guarantee you though, like the pink colors and the flotation stuff, these are a little easier to use. And actually what I've done with these in the past, when I just take my kids fishing just to make it easy, is I'll put a little power egg, one of our floating steelhead eggs on there, with a little bit of like the power bait like wrapped around it. And this way I got a really buoyant hook, because I think what's lost, you can go ahead and cut the side cam. I think what's lost, what we wanted to talk about tonight, is a lot of times that guys go out to the lake, like you need to make sure that that bait is floating. Like there is a lot to that, like to going after these stalkers, that whole list of all those trout and all those places that they're
So
putting
what
them in.
size hook then? Because I feel like that's the biggest thing people do wrong is they get too heavy of a hook.
Yep. So these are my favorite little hooks, and they're just a little bait holder, and I'm going to put them up here just to show you guys can compare.
Mustad has,
These are a Mustad hook.
yeah, well, Mustad also has, they have like a trout hook like kit that's got like all these different sizes of hooks and all these perfect little,
The table, I think.
really?
Yeah, so go to my side
What?
cam here.
I think there's one under the table. Hang on, I'll
There's
find it.
enough. Under? Well, go to my side cam here. So real fast, guys, these two hooks right here are what I use. And what I got right on the right is a single salmon egg hook. But the one on the left is the one I really like to use for power bait. And all it is a super tiny little bait holder hook. The reason why I'm going to use that is like what Marlon said. I'm not trying to use heavy hooks. Because ultimately, size 8, size 10, guys are calling it all day. You're right. People that go down with a big old honking metal hook, that bait's never going to float. And if it's not floating and if it falls down in the weeds and those trout don't see it, they're not going to eat it.
This thing. So I bought, a lot of the hooks are used out of that, obviously. But I bought that like 6 months ago, and it lasted me for so long for trout.
Let's dig into this just a second.
There's a lot of the hooks are missing.
All right, but I mean, even within this, like, so
that's just a kit. I think you might be able to get that on Mustad's website or locally. I think I might have got it at Walmart. I can't remember. But we do have, if you guys want to order, we don't mention it very often, but we do have a code. If you guys want to order on Mustad's website, we have an affiliate code that you guys can use that gets you 20% off. Clint, you can throw it up. I don't remember what it is. But.
So these hooks here, I would use any of these hooks in here except for these heavier ones. Not for power bait though, but if you're going to use something else like a worm on the bottom or a worm under a bobber, like obviously if you're fishing a presentation or fishing a bait under a bobber, a heavier hook's okay because you need it to sink from the top down, not float from the bottom up.
So he mentioned a lot of what I used to do because I was always worried that my stuff wasn't floating was I use a little corky.
Yep.
And I did that for years, like just above my hook, just a little tiny
If you
corky.
look over here in this box, yeah, little corky's
Exactly.
right there.
Exactly. Little mini one, and then that'll help float it. Just make sure that you know you're fishing, kind of like an insurance policy. And a lot of times the trout don't care. Like they don't need it to be all
I mean,
small
if you're watching like the fish being caught around you a lot, and then like sometimes you help a guy out, you see like the rig they're using, and sometimes if people are catching them at a different rate, a lot of times where the fault is on the size of that hook or sinking bait. Like really,
Yeah.
out of everything.
sense,
I mean,
yeah.
out of anything.
What about our new microworms? Remember when we were trout fishing and we were rigging them up
Yep.
with Charles?
It crushes.
Yep. And
So-
I've got
Yep.
some microworms. They're not ours though, because they
Some
are,
right there
believe it
behind
or not, in my steelhead.
They're right there behind you.
Trying.
Yeah, we've got a tutorial talking about fishing like a free-floating microworm.
And what it is with these guys, and the reason we make these for rivers and streams and lakes and whatever, but what happens is when you cast that thing, go to side cam, Clint, when you cast that thing out into the water and it hits, it sinks like really slowly. It doesn't completely float up, but it'll start to just kind of sink super slow, and dude, the trout just can't resist it.
Yeah.
They just can't.
It's almost like, if you think about it too, and just because I'm all into like the bass fishing now,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Same thing.
come on guys, it's a stick bait falling.
Yeah, just a...
And fish just, for whatever damn reason, can't resist that. Like, they literally can't. Leader length adapting too, yeah. And so Joaquin, I don't know if you're talking about like with the power bait or not, but a lot of times too, like if you're fishing like a weedy bottom, if you're reeling in and there's weeds on your bait every time, sometimes lengthening your leader to make sure the bait floats above the weeds can be super beneficial. So adjusting leader length is probably the next best thing to being successful using like a floating bait style of bait.
Sweet. Yes.
So yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Power.
Clint got that code up there. Again, we don't mention this very often. It's in the link
Yeah.
in the description of our YouTube videos and stuff. But you guys can get 20% off on Mustad's website. That is an affiliate code. You just use the code addicted20.
This is how stupid I am. I ordered a bunch of stuff from Mustad Direct because I like their wacky weighted hook. I didn't even use our code.
Idiot.
I know.
The cool thing too, guys,
Whatever.
is it is an affiliate code, which I have to mention. It's an affiliate code, so if you guys actually purchase stuff on Mustad's website, we're going to get a little kickback for you guys supporting Mustad and supporting us. So
And let's be honest, it's 20% off, and don't be an idiot like I is, because I literally bought like 12 packs of their weighted wacky weedless hooks.
well, what'll happen a lot of times too is you guys are looking for stuff on our website like jigs or sink it series or whatever, and we may not have them, but Mustad might. So again, just wanted to mention it because I know we don't bring it up very often, and I figured you guys might want 20% off on whatever. Mustad makes everything.
Tiny treble for power bait. Power bait floats, don't put a corky on there. I'd agree with that, but one thing with the trebles, there's a lot more material there. So like when you say tiny treble, you better mean a super tiny treble, because I think there's a little more weight there too. But yeah, if you get a small enough one, I think it's way better. than
Power
a
bait
smaller
does float, but at the same time, like maybe you're a guy that doesn't have small enough hooks, but you got a corky in a size 8.
Right, but and the other thing about a
Like-
treble hook too is the bait does stick to it a lot better, just being 3 prongs instead of 1. So there is that too. He said super tiny, yeah, for sure. Question: a lake is having a trout derby this weekend, but the lake was closed to swimming for the past 2 years. No current info. Would you eat the trout that is stocked recently?
Oh, like maybe the lake was closed to like E. coli outbreak or something. If they've opened it back up, it's probably fine. Like they wouldn't be letting you fish on it.
Yeah, chances are if it was closed to like E. coli, I can remember when Battleground Lake got closed to E. coli
Twice.
from swimming, twice. And they still let you fish as long as you cook the fish all the way through and to proper food
You
safety.
know, you want to know what some of the best times fishing at Battleground Lake
Oh,
was
when I
when
was
there was an
there.
E. coli outbreak. Because,
was there.
dude, there was no one.
Closed because of bacterial growth. Yeah, Lucas, I mean, here's the thing. If they stocked it and it's open, it's probably one of those things where like, okay, there's bacteria in the water, but guess what? There's bacteria in every single freaking water we ever fish. So cook your food thoroughly unless they have some other restrictions, which check your local. We're going to say it right now, check your local regulations, man. But I do know in past with other outbreaks, it's been okay. I remember the news coming down there and then like filming us fishing and
Oh, yeah.
the whole 9 yards. Yeah,
It was epic,
was
dude. You
fun.
could walk out on that dock
Nobody
that went
was
out in the
there.
thing and just cast masters
We
and
always
catch
had
as many of them as you
We had
want.
our little boat always tied to the swimming buoys, just sitting there fishing right off the outside of the swimming buoys.
Yeah.
Good times at BG Lake.
Good times at BG Lake.
Yeah, that exactly.
Yeah, maybe I can only remember 2, but
Wait, do you guys sell anything for the Bombbirds setup? And if you know what I'm talking about, what's your thoughts?
no, never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Is it a trout fishing setup? Not really sure. Have you ever used dragonfly larva? Nope. I can't say I have. Size 18. Perfect. Yep, size 18. Size 18 works. Size 18 and 16 and 14 gets a little big. Work really good for kokanee too.
Deal,
Certain
man.
kokanee lures. Yep. Bombardia? I don't know. But yeah, so bait. I think we kind of touched on that. We got your guys' favorite colors. We're going to put a note on that and make sure that we always have the stock of the favorite colors. Make sure that you guys do, and also naturally do not forget about salmon eggs. Salmon eggs as well. I had some procure
See,
salmon
I've
eggs.
never done that well on them.
I've done that well when I added them to like earthworms and stuff and fished them under a bobber. Like if I'm going to fish a sinking bait, I've been really good on salmon eggs sunk down under a bobber.
I guess it all just depends on the time of year too and where they're at in the column and stuff. Because sometimes you have to fish like down there on the bottom.
Yeah,
Maybe right now they're not. They're up. Get them on a float.
probably. Chances are if they just stocked them, a lot of times they are a little more keen to being closer to the
Bombarda
surface.
is a type of weighted float. The main line is passed through the bombarda. The end of the main line is tied to a swivel. To the other end of
Is
the
it a
swivel,
slip or like a
a
fixed?
3 to 6 foot terminal line with a hook.
Yeah, so I mean, it's obviously a top down rig. If you were going to fish that Bombarda, I mean, I'd say like I said, the salmon eggs we were just talking about, earthworm, maybe a power egg that's sunk with a couple split shots, something like that. I mean, it seems like you're float fishing. I don't know if it's a fixed or a sliding, but I'll have to check that out.
Look at that thing.
Looks like it probably drain
Two-piece
pretty easy.
casting fishing float bobber.
Marlon's all intrigued. We're like gonna have to go out and try this for steelhead now. Bombarda float for steelhead. Would that work? I don't even know. See, we're learning right there with you guys. Size 18, 32-inch leader, swivel, sliding weight.
Oh, so it's designed for casting like lighter lures long distances. So it's like an addictive
No,
float.
it's a casting float, so it's a addictive float. Yeah. Designed for casting lures long distances. We make a trout float for that, bud. So no, I'm not going to use it. Actually, I will.
It seems intriguing.
I guarantee you I
I'll
will
tell
end
you
up
what, I
using it at
spent,
some point.
I spent over $150 in spinnerbaits yesterday.
Oh, yeah. We got to talk about that.
I bought so many.
Yes. Good man. I like it. Yeah. Real fast, too, about the bait presentation, guys. For those of you guys who are fishing the trout and the power bait, and TP Outdoorsman, I'm so glad you said it. Sliding weights. Sliding weights. So when you cast that bait out and it's sitting there on the bottom and your line is just barely like slightly taut to that bait, and the trout picks it up and picks that bait and moves that line, you see that line shoot, it registers on the rod tip. You know, adding a lot of split shot to the line or adding like a fixed weight and just kind of like tying it in like with a three-way swivel or something like that. Second that trout picks up that bait, it's going to feel that weight before it registers on the rod. So sliding floats, egg sinkers, guys, all the way. Run your main line through that, followed by a swivel, then your leader, then your floating bait.
Yep, so it can slide along the bottom as
Let
the
it
fish grabs
slide.
it.
That's such a good.
Let them choke on it. And then you eat them.
I got trigger finger syndrome from last year's salmon season, but now it's healed. Have you encountered these kind of issues? How do you prevent and deal with a trigger finger? Is that like an infection or something?
No idea what that is.
I don't know what that is, dude.
Sorry, man. I wish we could help you.
High vis line.
Sounds like
or
you might have
no.
fished a lot, which
Luke,
is good.
high vis line is fine. Just make sure you're using a good leader material, like good fluorocarbon or monofilament leader material. I probably wouldn't do the high vis.
I'm starting to find in 98% of the things I like to fish for, I like to use high vis line.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And when I don't, I annoy the crap out of me. Like when I went and fished silk goose, I had some of our addicted green line, which is awesome because it blends in, but that means you ain't seeing crap.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but yeah, high vis line, yeah, way to go. Way to go. Like using the bullet weights, yep, this is the way. Exactly. Dan, we know. This is the way. Yes, I agree. I've
What
always
lure
used
would you use to cover lots of water?
rooster tails. Rooster tail.
Yeah, anytime rooster tail works amazing, but any type of casting bait where you can cast long distances, again, one of the reasons why I love the Castmaster, because you can heave that thing out there 1,000,000 miles and you can cover a lot of water with it.
Yeah, I mean the thing about too, like so let's say at BG, right? I mean, like if you're casting like deep, you know, it gets pretty deep pretty quick off that dock. So if you're not really letting those rooster tails and Castmasters sink down, you might be better off just throwing some bait at them, just off the bank too.
Yep. So guys, I saw a question about Procure. The one difference about Procure, and we talk about it a lot when these guys are in here, is every single thing that Procure uses is all natural, real bait. They don't use any artificial, any sort of chemical, nothing like that. It's all real. If it's shrimp, it's got shrimp. If it's salmon egg, it's salmon egg. It's the actual real bait that they're using in the thing. In my opinion, it gives you a huge advantage. I know a lot of guys that like to use the artificial stuff and it works for them. I prefer to use the real stuff because I think fish want real things. When you're talking bait, you're talking
bait for sure. Like you want real bait.
Like I think of the idea of like, you know, remember when those people released that artificial herring that was like made out of rubber and it looked like a herring?
You said that was gonna be your go-to for years.
It's because I got it at a garage sale and it was a joke. But regardless, like,
that question.
it doesn't work as good as herring, I'll tell you that
No,
much.
I'm a fan. And actually, what's funny is so this is how nerdy I am with my steelhead fishing. Like I took some of I had a couple jars of Procure eggs in here. I might have removed them and then added the Procure eggs to some other stuff I was doing for steelhead fishing. Yeah, always trying something. But I realize they're not in here, so I better get them before I go trout fishing. I've got a rod, 30-pound braid, and I keep birds nesting on a spinning rod. What do you think he's doing? Like, this has got mono on it, by the way, but
I don't know what he's doing. You tell me.
the only thing I can think of
Spooled wrong.
is, yeah, I mean, if it's like spooled
It
backwards.
depends on how you're fishing it too. Like, it depends on what you're doing with it. You know what I mean? Because if you, one of the things that'll cause that is if you like cast it out and then you have like too much belly in your line or whatever, and then you're
You'll
gonna
loop.
Yeah.
But he said it was tangling really bad. So one thing I would do, first off, is every time you cast, so you're going to cast out, and so your bail's going to be open, but every time you flip the bail, right, before you start reeling, bring your rod back and get some tension on the water with your line, or some tension on the lure or the bait that you're casting, and then start reeling. Because what's probably happening is, what I'm guessing with this, is you're casting out, and then you have all this, like, I'm just going to do this right now. When you cast out, you have like, see this, you guys can't see it at all, but there's like this loop and there's this belly here, right? And so if you, if that belly's there and you close your bail and just start reeling, I just made a loop right there and I'm already starting my tangle. So what I would do is cast out and get rid of that belly. I have the belly here, but if you pull back on the rod, I tighten that up just a little bit and then I start reeling, you'll never get a loop in your reel again. Or it could be too much line on his reel, Melvin. Yeah, that could definitely be it. But cast out before you close the bail and start, or close the bail before you start reeling. Pull a little tension on there, just a little bit. And sometimes just the stick of the water, like not even the presentation of the bait, when you pull back on it, it'll tighten that up. You know, if you're a bass guy and you're casting, you know, just wacky rigs or just stick baits too, same kind of thing. You cast it out. Well, I don't really want to pull the bait away from where I cast it. I just use the stick of the water. I pull it tight. I'll never get a loop in my spool again. Give it tension when spooling. Exactly. Is it spooled wrong? Yeah, I think if it's spooled wrong, like the first time you go to cast to reel it in, it just freaking blows up. Like it's going to be practically inoperable. All right, guys, a couple more minutes left. Let's get some more questions in here on the trout, and we'll talk. What are we talking next week? Are we going to talk what I asked, what we talked about next week?
I don't remember what we talked about, so we're going to talk about it later. We can't
Okay.
tell them. It's going to be a secret.
We're going to keep it.
What do you guys want us to talk about? Let's hear about that. What live feed topics, let's get some suggestions here. What live feed topics do you guys want to see us cover in the future? What are you guys looking to learn about? What do you guys want to know about? What bass?
That's what I wanted to
Okay,
talk about.
what live feed topics do you guys want to talk about in the future? Is it bass? Do you want to talk summer steelhead fisheries are coming up? We have, what do we have? We got sturgeon season coming up.
Sturgeon, we
have
have kokanee, we've got bass. Bass was actually going to be my suggestion for next week. Perch, you know, we're not too familiar. Holy crap, here come the comments. Well, there's another one for bass. A couple guys. Muskie, we have tiger muskie out here. Does that count? Deadliest fight fishing experiences?
We could get a muskie out here and talk
Yeah,
about
I think
muskie.
so. Yeah, May is kind of when our tigers start going nuts. Salmon fishing and where? In the water. Just kidding. All your gear from waders to boots and why?
That has been a suggestion for a long time now. It's just like gear. Like talk about gear. Talk about what you do for bibs and waders
Halibut,
and
ling
boots.
cod. Jordan wearing a Speedo so my wife can drool. We'll talk.
I saw another
we'll
one
talk to
too
Jordan
about
on
like
that.
trips. Scroll back up, Clint. Like, was there something about?
I see a few bass fishing. Come on, my bass guys. I want to talk about some bass. I'm just hooked on it now. Planning for a chip, checking rags, food, etc. Bass are great. Yeah. I love it.
Okay, you can go back down now.
Oh, come on. You were out ditch pickle fishing too. Halibut. I would love to talk about halibut, but halibut, like, it's kind of like they don't really have those like in Michigan and
Who cares?
like
We can
Nevada.
talk
and
about
everywhere
halibut.
else.
I feel like we don't talk about that enough. Like, we should do a halibut live feed.
I would love to do halibut
We
live
should
feed.
do a lean cod and sea bass live feed.
I would do a lean cod. My favorite guided trip, guys, to do anything is rockfish and lean cod. Out of all the trips I do, salmon, steelhead, sturgeon. If I could do rockfish and lean cod, I would do it 365 days a year.
I saw a lot of bass, but I feel like if we do a bass one, it's going to be the lowest amount of people watching live ever.
I don't know, man. I mean, there's a reason why there's a bass pro shops and not a trout pro shops or a salmon pro shops.
I know, but not the people like that watch Addicted.
Have
But
all
we'll
your-
see.
have all
Yeah,
your
but not the guys that are in our bucket. When we sit there and talk about steelhead
No
politics for 45
bass.
minutes. No bass. Yep, rock bass, Lincoln. Yeah, if I can do a combo with a salmon Joaquin, well, you know that drill. I think I got you down for a few days of that.
Look at that. I got a 9.4 and a 7.4 at Kleinline back in 92. Both of them are on my wall.
Yeah, I know Kleinline, and even that pond behind.
Kleinline has giant bass in it. The problem is you can't put a boat in there, so it really
No bass,
screws you.
no bass.
Respawn bass. That's what I've been
I would
catching.
love to see a bass film. Well, Melvin, we have a surprise for you. And if you haven't been following our Instagram, but we've been posting some of the peacock bass and largemouth pictures from our trip
Maybe
to
we
Florida.
should do a largemouth trip and film a film.
Just straight largemouth?
Somewhere like crazy, like down to like Lake Amistad,
We
Texas.
we
or
wouldn't even have to go that far. Well, if we want to do like a February, like
talking
10-pound
about
hunt,
epic.
like a 10-pounder hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A giant.
okay, I'm down for that, but yeah. The only bass or sea bass, I would kind of agree. Bass taco, how to kill bass, flaying bass,
Bass
local,
is not Pacific
local
Northwest.
stripers. I don't want to get
Even though
shot.
bass is like one of the only like non-invasive species in the Pacific Northwest.
I watch Addicted because growing up, all I could watch was bass fishing, and no one put out trout and salmon content, which is what I fish for. Stingray, we get it. We get it. We get it. No bass. Bass suck. Bass fishing from a 26-foot sled all the
Yeah,
time.
tuna. I feel like we should do a tuna
Yeah.
live feed. That'd be fun. Get a tuna guy.
Hood
in here.
River Tournament live feed. Yeah, 2 weeks, week and a half.
Kokanee.
Oh,
We have not done a
kokanee.
kokanee live feed in a long time.
We were planning on it. Honestly, we were thinking about doing that tonight, but we knew with Bob coming in, we had to kind of, we were going to do trout and kokanee, but we had to break it.
Call in someone to talk about the hatchery importance. We should. We
Good.
should every week. We should feature some advocates for
I can do that.
15 minutes.
I've got the guys we need to talk. Cuddies and Tree.
Marlon's favorite snack.
Marlon's favorite snack. You just have to watch every Addicted
Dude,
Life
just
episode
wait,
for
guys.
that.
The Snackle box is coming.
Like an actual one we're going to sell in our store. The Snackle box.
I'm not just gonna sell it at the store, dude. I'm freaking gonna go big.
The Snackle box. Walleye. I was doing some walleye last week. That's where I was hiding. Everyone's like, where did you salmon fishing? I'm like, because walleye tastes good. Oh. Kayak fishing. Oh, gosh. Fly fishing. Bass Nation. You guys are coming up with some great
Yeah,
suggestions.
lots of good suggestions.
Yeah.
We got some good ones.
Live feed kokanee fishing. Guess what, Ro? That will probably happen this year because they've put in some new cell towers where we can do it easily. Really good ones. So, yeah, we need to do that. Yep. Pink salmon. Is it a pink year? Wait, what is
Nope, that was last year.
Last year. So it'll be next year.
Duh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Catch bass with red haze worms. Ooh, there you go. Fishing on an inflatable dinghy. Ocean kayak fishing. Kokanee. Well, you guys, I mean, I know there's some people are saying no, but we do need to do a bass live feed in here pretty soon. I feel like that's a big part. And the thing about it is, too, guys, and like.
Okay, then we're gonna ask this. I did see a lot of bass. Out of all the people watching, I want you to put yes for bass or no for bass. Let's see the
we're
yes
just
and no
keeping it
answers here.
bass. We're keeping it bass.
Do you want us to do a bass
Our
live
most
feed? Yes
underrated-
or no?
Underutilized, underappreciated fishery, especially on the Columbia River.
Luke
'Cause
keeps
I can-
Luke has commented cuddies and creeks a million times.
It's like
There's one no to like 14 yeses right there.
I thought it was more 50-50. There's some no's. There's some yeses.
No.
I guarantee you, any of these guys that say no, because I was that guy. I was told.
Hell
that guy.
no. That's
Hell no. There's a bunch of yeses there. I think the whole screen's yeses, but it's going by so fast. Especially this time.
all do it.
Especially this time of year. I guarantee you, I can take anybody who's saying no and take them on a freaking smallmouth trip right now. In fact, I'm going tomorrow, and show them like exactly what
live
they're
feed,
missing.
yes. In studio, no.
Okay, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen anyways. And Chris, things are getting just the lights just a little later, we're going to get back out there and start doing the live fishing stuff.
We really have to figure out the
And bass
connections.
are so fun this time of year. They're rowdy this time of year.
We have to figure out the connection issues.
Yep.
Out there.
Yeah, we will do that. It will happen. Yes.
We should just get a...
Now, Smallies, maybe.
We'll get a Starlink. We'll set up the Starlink. in
Starlink.
Cameron's boat,
Elon. Well, Elon's buying out Addicted.
and then we'll just Wi-Fi to the Starlink.
That's what the rumor is. Elon is buying Addicted now. So, hey, Elon, we need some hatchery fish. Can you? Get
I
some
can't
months
tell.
for
It
this?
was like, I feel like there was a lot of no's, but there was also a lot of yeses.
I feel like it was more yes. It definitely
There's
was.
like 5 no's right there on the screen right now.
I know, but there was times where the whole thing was yes. I think we have to do it. Not everybody's gonna say Hood River tournament. Damn right,
No,
I will be there.
Bass are too short.
Like Marlin. Finish the comment.
I don't give a shit about being short. It's never
Bow fishing bass. There you go.
it's never affected me one time in my life.
I think we should kill a lot of bass. I really do.
I kill the hell out of the smallmouth.
You
They're
talk.
awesome.
You talk.
They eat
like
so good.
I like bass fishing tournaments, and I like that. But in certain fisheries, like you talk to the guys that have been bass fishing for like 30 years, and they talk about like average sizes, especially on the Columbia River, like what used to come in for tournaments like 20 years ago when they had them. Very few of them when they had them. The bags were way more consistently big than they are now. And it probably is from a bunch of stunting. Let's be honest. You go out on a good day, you can have 100 fish day. Like you can. I'm not embellishing or joking anything. It's fun. But those numbers also could, I don't know.
It's
Maybe
all
you
good,
can say.
Nicole. I didn't take it. Don't worry. It didn't offend me.
Eat them. Okay, that's what we'll do. We'll do bass, but I'm going to bring one in to
Dude, we
fillet.
need to do a smallmouth catch and cook.
I'm going to do it.
I tried to get Conan to
bring.
bring a smallmouth in today to fillet because I thought it would have been hilarious.
What?
I tried to get Conan to bring a smallmouth in today to fillet.
Oh, like to piss me off?
No, just to fire
I
up
think,
all the...
I mean, if
Dude,
it's,
the one time we talked about killing bass on here, I got so many messages from the hardcore bass guys.
right,
So
and, but
butthurt about it.
like I said, the reality is in some fisheries, like there was a lake we used to grow up. You used to grow up and fish where the guy was like super into bass management and super into like making big fish in that pond. That we'd ask him, knock on his door, a bunch of kids. Yeah, we want to go bass fishing. Oh yeah, go ahead. Every small bass you catch, throw it up on the freaking lake, throw it up on the bank. And because within management practices, they can stunt. It's no different than a kokanee lake with 1 billion kokanee in it. You get a bunch of baby kokanee. And a bunch of lake with a few kokanee, bigger kokanee. Like, it's the same damn thing. So, like, in
Yeah,
the-
so
I'm-
again,
they're-
like when we go
sensible
out,
management.
I actually on multiple occasions have gone out and harvested smallmouth bass. But the way we typically do it is we release all the females that are the bigger quality fish.
However-
we keep the 1.5 to 2 pound males, and they're good eating. They're great
Yeah, I
fish
mean,
tacos.
however you want to dice it, it's like,
They're great fish tacos.
I mean, let's be honest. There's like no limit on them, too. Like, there's no limit on me.
That's a fishy idea. Catch and cook.
Yeah, see, you could kill bass all day long and not hurt the fishery, and I would think, I have seen,
To a point, yeah.
dude.
Okay, if 500 people got on that river every day and killed as many bass as they could, it wouldn't take too long before, but that doesn't happen. Fortunately.
Maybe it should. There's our salmon runs right there.
Bass don't eat the salmon smolts.
That's not true.
That's a bunch of bullshit. I got a million pictures to prove
Yes,
that.
Aaron, thank you, dude. That's right. Everyone hit the thumbs up.
Yep.
Aaron's telling you what's
We
up.
are rambling on. And I got bass to catch tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm tired.
Thank you guys for playing. We still have like almost 400 of you guys in here watching, so we appreciate you guys hanging in there. I think we'll end up doing a bass. It probably won't be next week.
Walleye. We should do some more walleye stuff. We haven't
Walleye.
done any walleye stuff.
You know what we gotta get? But if we gotta get Wall, we gotta get Tyler or TJ in here. Like we have to. I wonder if.
Man, we should just get someone who fishes around and pop off.
Oh yeah, duh, I forget. Yeah, see, I always forget that.
But yeah, it would be good to get TJ back in here. TJ's like done with fishing though. He told me.
Yeah, he's just making babies and working as a
No,
he's saving lives.
He said honestly, dude, he called me 2 days ago and he said, dude, I'm pretty much just gonna sell my boat. I'm going all in on hunting.
Yeah, he did say he's excited about hunting.
Like he went turkey hunting and he's got putting in draws all over the state all over the U.S. for elk tags and
We will do a bottom fishing, deep sea fishing thing for sure. Cameron, do you make a summer steelhead trips on your raft with clients? Honestly, Borislav, I really don't, because we get so busy doing a bunch of other fisheries. So if I'm not doing a fishery, like, it's kind of hard because I know, like, I want to do it. It's a great trip, very productive. But if you're not doing it like day after day after day after day after
For
day,
what?
it's really hard for summer steelhead on the
Oh.
raft. Not to say that I couldn't do it or wouldn't do it, but like if I'm doing like ocean coho, bottom fish, sturgeon, summer chinook, and then like trying to like bounce around and do raft trips, I'm like, unless I'm out there doing something a lot, I don't have like a lot of confidence in like taking people's money and just showing up one day. And, like, let's just
Inevitably,
give it a try.
that is why Jordan inevitably like decided to just take a break from guiding for a little bit, because
Right.
it
If
was
you're-
too hard to do all the addicted stuff that he was doing, and then he wasn't spending enough time on the water. So then when he would take people out, he didn't feel confident in
Right.
taking these people out.
When I take guys' money, when guys want to pay me $250 a day to go fishing, like I want to know, like I've been here the last 3 days. I've been whooping them. I've got a pattern established. I know the conditions. I know the tides. I know what's going on. And I'm going to go out there and we're going to give it like, I'm not just throwing darts at a dartboard.
Rick says no killing bass.
Kill them all, Rick.
I
No.
think Title 1.
No.
How to ethically kill a bass.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
there's-
Again, I'm not one of those guys that
Yeah.
goes out and kill. I love bass. Like, I would never in a million years
No.
kill a largemouth. I just
Every
wouldn't.
every tournament I fish, I take
But there
them out.
is so many smallmouth in the Columbia River. It's okay.
Every tournament I go, when I go
harvest
dump my
smallmouth.
fish, I rip their gills.
Nice.
There.
After you win the tournament?
No, I don't win shit. No, I'm totally kidding, guys. I respect the
Sucker
fish.
fish.
I respect the fish, but you know what?
Sucker
I would not.
fish
If a guy's gonna kill,
sushi.
if a guy's gonna kill a couple bass and take them home and eat them, like that is definitely like they're not endangered. Like, let's be real, they ain't endangered. The state hasn't tried to manage them and study them to death, so they're still around in plenty of numbers. Come on. I can, Borislav. Why don't you just shoot? I can probably get you. Shoot me a message too. Actually, shoot me an email on my website. That's the best, because Facebook Messenger sucks. Okay.
Thank you, Nicole. We appreciate it.
No marlin, no bass, kill steelheads. I'm sure marlin can go out every day of his life for the next year and kills many bass as he probably
I've
could.
literally,
and it's
like,
not gonna
last year,
happen.
I killed maybe 2 or 3, and the year before that, I may have killed 10. Like, it's not like I go out and kill them all the time. I just, every once in a while, it's
You
okay
talk to the
harvest a
old
couple.
bass anglers who've been on the river a lot, and you listen to them, and they're like, the bass 30 years ago were bigger. On the average, were much bigger. But I asked, my next question was, well, do you catch them as frequently as you do? And I was like, oh, hell no, the numbers are way up. Way up compared to what it was. Well, there you go.
Yeah, it
Big
is
bass?
fun.
Big bass? Or what? Oh, it's
There are some nice ones. Like last year, we caught a couple, getting
Yeah.
into the 5-pound range.
some good ones out there.
There were some good ones. But I love
I'll post
largemouth
pictures
fishing.
tomorrow.
Largemouth fishing is my favorite. I love to look for big, fat
Girls.
largemouth.
Oh, largemouth.
What?
I said girls.
Why?
We are rambling.
Blake Teeter just coming up with all the fire. First, he said we should do a sucker fish sushi. He said of instant a million views.
Carp skin belt.
Now he's saying if we do a
That
DIY
is a
carp
Stay
skin
Fishy
belt.
episode. If Jordan's gonna make a carp skin belt and go try to get all the ladies that carp skin belt, I want to see it.
All right, let's get out of here. Guys, do not forget, tomorrow, 10 a.m. on Stay Fishy. If you guys don't have the bell notification turned on, head over to his channel, get that thing turned on. I'll publish that video tomorrow morning. I'm going to go home right now and schedule it up.
10
Thank you
a.m.
guys
tomorrow morning.
so much for watching. Don't forget, tomorrow, April 21st, I'll go live and bring some attention to it again.
Yep.
But we have a meeting
the
that
Umpqua
we
meeting.
should show up, guys. A lot of us should get on there. Even if we don't say anything, let's just get on there and show support to those guys that are fighting for hatchery fish to be planted or not to be planted. I mean, that's what the
Right.
decision is.
Let it be known. Let it be known that their decision to probably take him out is not going to be popular. Now, Mike, and just to touch on one more thing, like I think the next step for sportsmen to do is if we start to see this engagement, positive engagement, then you guys need to be going around to the local businesses and getting them to. Because that's a huge. I'm sure there's a lot of people right now in Forks, Washington, and Chehalis and stuff like that that are very pissed that those steelhead fisheries are gone. Small
yeah.
mom and pop, family-owned businesses. So.
Yep.
Anyways, cool.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see
Next
you on the
week.
river.